Woo! We are back. Club Ambition Podcast, episode 97, Cap. I am your host every week, Sound. We appreciate you guys tuning in. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure to actually subscribe to the channel and also go to the audio platforms to listen to us. And if you're listening to us, make sure to go watch us on YouTube because I think we're pretty handsome in here. Marloon's in the building, holding it down.
We here.
You know what I'm saying? How's it feel, Marloon? How you feeling?
I'm feeling good.
Feeling good, feeling great.
Why should I feel, a different way?
I didn't say nothing.
I was just saying. No, man. I'm just saying. I'm good, bro.
You know what I'm saying?
Did you partake in like the extra activities the other day at this guy's party that he was hosting?
Which one?
The going away of
Eric's?
Yeah.
We might have,
Okay. Say less.
We actually saw those women last night, but I was doing interviewing someone else, and then they passed by. And I was like, "What?" And I was gonna run up to find them, but they got lost.
Damn, Michelle.
But I was shocked. But they are,
Michelle, what's going on?
Yeah, shout out to Michelle. They are Dominican, but they have a Philadelphia area code. So I thought they reside in Philadelphia.
Philly.
You never know. They come out here to work. I don't know. God bless their hearts. But we also are here with a special co-host, for this week. He goes by the name, I call him Rael, but he goes by the name Ray Lambert. Did I pronounce the last name?
Yep, correct.
And yeah, he's an actual host of his own podcast, the Smooth Podcast, one of the best podcasts in the state, popping up. Many can call him, right there. If you're not familiar with us, you definitely have seen his stuff when it comes to podcasts in Rhode Island. His name comes up, the brand comes up, and aside from that, he does a plethora of things. Most importantly, he, by actual definition, he's a psychotherapist licensed out here in Providence, Rhode Island. And welcome to the podcast. Welcome to the studio. Your first time here, right?
Yes, thank you. It's an amazing setup. It's so interesting, like having your own podcast and then seeing like other setups.
Other people, yeah.
But the setup is really nice. It's really bright in here, which is cool too. Yeah. You would never know what time it is outside, by the inside of here.
It's like a daytime show. Like it's like Good Morning America in here. You never know.
It's very comfortable, very cozy, and I'm happy that we made this happen.
No, I appreciate it, bro. It was long awaited, long anticipated. So, yeah, man. First off, let's talk to the people. Well, for starters, I'm going to start doing different intros because I've been watching Patrick, Bet David, and certain other podcasts have been doing this style of introductions, and they've been recommending it. So it's almost like a prequel to what's to come. So for those who want to, hang on tight for the rest of the podcast, we're going to start off with Ray. He is a psychotherapist, so we're going to discuss that in the beginning. And also we're going to get into, obviously, topics that are happening in culture, specifically to start Rhode Island. We had the Dominican Festival over the weekend. We're going to recap that. As the podcast goes along, and also a lot of viral situations. Lil Tay, did she die? Did she not die? Drake and the industry plant. People think she's an industry plant. Bobbi, are they beefing? Are they not beefing?
I love Bobbi.
I fuck with her. I'm a fan of hers. We talk about her in here.
Who said they're beefing? Anyways,
we're gonna see Marlon. Tory Lanez being sentenced to a decade in jail. Megan Thee Stallion responded today.
Celebrating.
Man, Elon Musk and Mark Zuckerberg with their Twitter war, billionaire war situation. They've confirmed the fight. The crazy plane lady, that motherfucker is not real. That went viral a couple. I feel like at this point, I'm identical, bro. I think she's
practiced that.
She's my cousin.
100%.
You hit that.
I practiced in the mirror this morning.
You hit that
for the pod. I think that was like a couple months ago. It feels like I might have been right.
But max might have been a month.
You think so?
Yeah.
I know it was viral like every day, but she spoke out publicly for the first time. We're going to talk about that. There's actually a new angle of the video we're going to show to the people as well. Disney's new Snow White. Woke Snow White is a different version. It's wild. Ice Spice being ranked in the top 50 New York rappers.
That's
Kanye
crazy.
West causing an earthquake in Rome with the UTOPIA performance. Top Dawg situation is a mess. Trippie Redd's new album. We're going to talk about our situation. Something's coming with Trippie, maybe not. DJ Khaled's horrible. Whoa, is it horrible? What's your take? Song that dropped this weekend. Also, and for starters, we can mention this off the top. Rest in peace. 2 individuals passed away today that pertain to the music industry and cultural impactful people in general. Rest in peace for starters. His name is MAGOO. The 50-year-old rapper, a part of the rap group duo with Timbaland, very famous, very infamous. he was always known. People would kind of clown him in a sense, like, oh, he wasn't that good of a rapper because Timbaland was the producer and he would be rapping. But at the same time, he was in the presence of Aaliyah, presence of a lot of historic music, cultural moments out of Virginia. So he is a legendary man himself. So rest in peace, MAGOO. 50 years old, undisclosed. The reason that he passed away, no one knows yet. And also, rest in peace to the godfather of black music, Clarence Avant. Legendary man passed away today at home. And this is actually 20 months after his wife, Jacqueline, was shot and killed in Beverly Hills from a robbery, invasion, intruder by a burglar. And that alone was crazy. I remember when that news broke, I felt so bad. I'm like, what the hell? This guy's wife's being killed. And now this man passed away. He was a former head of Motown Records, a part of the first black-owned radio stations across the world, and also behind Michael Jackson's career, as far as also even being, involved in the Bad tour management. A very legendary man. There was a couple years ago, I think Pharrell might have been the man behind a Netflix documentary that came out about him, and it went viral. It was a very, very popular documentary. I recommend you guys go watch it. The godfather of music. Rest in peace to both of these gentlemen, for starters. And then lastly, we'll also discuss today Lil Baby's rebranding that's going under the radar. A lot of people are kind of not catching on to it, but I caught on to it, so we're going to talk about it and maybe expose him? No, it depends how people are going to interpret that. But for starters, let's talk about it right away. Ray, you are, when I first met you, right, my interpretation of you when I saw you online, I'm like, straight up, I'm like, this man's a handsome man. He's like a handsome guy, attractive guy. I'm like, oh, he's out here. God bless him. I'm like, oh, this is amazing. He looks healthy. And like you were like a club promoter. So I'm like, that's all it is, right? I'm like, oh, and you hit me up. You had this podcast. I'm like, and I saw some of the clips. But I'm like, let me actually watch an episode or two. I'm like, oh, right, this guy's a good podcaster, a good conversationalist, and it's not like I didn't expect you to speak how you spoke,
Right.
But it was like, oh, he takes this shit serious, right? At least the conversation, he takes it very serious at that moment. So I was impressed right away. So I'm like, all right, this man, I definitely got to go on his platform, let me support it, and aside from that, I want to connect with him.
Mm-hmm.
So after connecting with you, and then I met you in person, you told me about, like, oh, I'm a therapist, and I'm like, whoa, well, you're a therapist? I'm like, I thought it was like some DIY shit. I'm like, hold up, what do you mean you're a therapist? Like
a DIY therapist.
I think
at
that point, I'm not sure if it was in your bio. I don't think it was.
I think I had clinician in there for a little bit.
Okay.
But a lot of people don't know what a clinician is, and clinician is kind of vague. Like, it's just like a real professional in the medical field.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit vague too.
So talk about that, right? You are Rael, right? You are in the smallest state in the country, Rhode Island, and you are a therapist, let alone a black therapist, a psychotherapist. Talk about being a black psychotherapist in the smallest state in the country, Rhode Island, in your experience.
Yeah. So I actually am partnering with Rhode Island Counseling Associates, and I'm opening my own practice this fall.
Woo,
so this is like kind of like the first time I'm kind of like putting it out there like that.
That's fire.
No, I appreciate that.
That's fucking hard.
That's nice.
That's fire.
Yeah. So growing up, I guess I can start like when I first kind of got into it.
Yeah, 100%.
Growing up, I had an uncle who was my stepfather's brother, who was a psychiatrist. And I had to do my senior project. Like everyone has a senior project, so I had to do it on something. And I was like, I wanted to kind of just take a trip, and he lived in Jersey. So I was like, oh, like let me follow him for my senior project. So I actually was able to sit in on a lot of therapy sessions as a junior/senior in high school.
Wow.
And really get like the inside of like what's happening.
Behind the scenes type shit.
And I fell in love with it. Not only that, but the psych-ish classes I did take, I fell in love with because we were able to apply them right away.
Yeah.
It wasn't like history. It wasn't math where you're like, I'm getting all this information. I don't know when I'm going to use it.
Yeah.
Psychology was always something I can learn something, apply it that day.
Yeah.
So that's why I really kind of cherished it. So I ended up going to Boston College. I got a psychology degree there. Came back home because Boston rent was just too crazy. You know what I'm saying?
Man.
Came back home. Finished my master's at Johnson & Wales, and then earlier this year got my license. You have to take this extremely long, hard test.
Yeah.
It was 140 questions. multiple
God.
choice.
My God.
And none of them were like all the above, none of the above. It's like, nah, you had to know that shit.
Yeah,
you know
yeah,
what I'm saying?
yeah. And what was the like qualification grade? Like, what did you have to score to like pass that?
So it's a little bit scaled.
All right.
Yeah. So pretty much, I would say like a C or higher is passed. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And like, but it's a little bit scaled just because it's such a hard test. You know?
Yeah.
But more than half of the people fail the first time, and mind you, these are all master's level people that have been in the field. So it's not like they're not taking it serious or whatever. Like,
Yeah.
and you got to pay for it, never.
Yeah.
You know. And I ended up passing the first time.
Wow.
And yeah, so now I get to finally open my own practice. You know, this has been, you know, I've been on this journey for like 10 years now. And it's crazy because mental health is such at the forefront of everything right now.
Yeah.
You would never have expected this back when I was on this mission, you know, 10 plus years ago.
The timing is perfect.
It just ended up happening this way.
It's God's timing. Wow. And then now, what's your plan? So you're opening up your own practice, and break that down for people who don't know what that means. But I feel like people have heard that term specifically, and especially when it comes to this type of style of work that you do, even opening a practice. Like, break that down.
Yeah. So, you know, I basically worked a deal out with Rhode Island Counseling Associates where they will provide me office in Cranston, actually.
Oh, wow.
And they are providing the infrastructure. They are, you know, providing the waiting area and like the secretary.
Yeah.
And in return, I give them a portion of my billable intake.
Nice.
So,
okay.
You know, it's on me to create however many clients I want, my schedule, things like that.
Yeah.
But it's basically, I'm leasing their place pretty much.
Yeah.
So instead of paying like a monthly lease, I basically break them off a piece of everything that comes in.
Oh, nice.
But at the same time, they're providing an infrastructure which I wouldn't know what to do first time out the gate.
Yeah.
So it's beneficial both ways.
No,
And
100%.
you know, this is going to be a great learning process. I know I can't really think of anyone else that's doing that. But I've always been an entrepreneur and like wanted my own thing, and like kind of was very like head on with taking risks and falling on my face and taking that as a blessing, because next time I'm gonna make sure that, you know, it doesn't happen. But so yeah, that's pretty much it.
That's fire. And then where do you see yourself? Like, what is the future with this? Like, now, you know, this is something you're starting this year with your own practice out here, but do you see it becoming, you know, maybe even bigger, multiple offices? Do you want to have people under you teaching people? You know, I know you said you wanted to start doing more content, like with social media, and you already done that, and it's got a good amount of traction, you know. And you've only done, I think, like 2 so far, right?
Yeah.
Of those type of clips where you're talking about mental health and using maybe similar values you would provide in an office space as a therapist to a client, but you're providing it on a platform publicly to the world, and it's more broad, but it still can be applied to anyone in a real life situation. And that was just 2 examples you've done so far through social. So imagine you, like I told you before, you be consistent with that. You could build a following off of that. And then maybe off of that can maybe even help you without even maybe needing to get help to get clients. But that can be something where people might be like, oh, this guy gives great advice. And then they check your page like, oh, he's actually a therapist. I want to book with him. You know what I'm saying? So what's your actual plans like going forward right now?
Yeah, so to kind of like go back a little bit to you not knowing that I was a therapist, a lot of people didn't, and I did that on purpose. I did it on purpose for 2 reasons. So the first reason was, you know, I've been getting paid salary for God knows how long, but getting paid salary is a good thing because it's like automatic, but it's also a bad thing because it wasn't a situation where I can say, hey, I want to see so-and-so, can they be a client of mine?
Yeah.
Like where I work already had the clientele and they had to fit a certain criteria. So I couldn't just have people that I want to help on board. So I kind of equate it to like someone that is posting a bunch of cars, a bunch of fancy cars, and they're like, this car is this car is this. And you're like, oh man, I'm in the market for a car. How much?
Yeah.
And the guy's like, oh nah, I can't sell you this.
Yeah.
You'd be like, oh man, you know what I mean? So I at least wanted there to be some sort of funnel where like, when I am going to do the content and when I am going to come out and say I am this, that, you know, people can actually get in touch with me.
100%.
Or whether there's, you know, their son, their nephew, their niece, daughter, like can actually talk to me rather than like, you're just going to see my post on Instagram and that's it. So that was a big thing. And now, you know, fast forward what you were saying, I have huge plans. I always have huge plans, but I have huge plans on, you know, not only kind of like making myself known in Rhode Island, but like you said, like nationwide.
Yeah.
And I do think it's a huge possibility, just because I do believe that Black men especially need mental health services the most. Like even myself, you know, my supervisor where I work at, we spend an hour a day where I can kind of vent to her, and that's like my therapist. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you know, we go through so much. All of our homes aren't perfect. You know, my home. I had a relative who was doing this thing in the street, got my grandmother's house raided. I saw that at 7 years old.
Yeah.
You know, I had relatives that were close to me, I'm not going to name them, that were, you know, alcoholics, functioning alcoholics, but alcoholics. And there's just a bunch of things in the Black community that we feel like sometimes we would rather keep it in than tell a random person, you know, what we're going through.
100%.
And I'm hoping that someone that is like me, where, you know, you can see me in a suit, but you can see me in a Nike Tech suit as well.
Yeah.
More willing to allow themselves to open up and become emotional and really kind of just give their all to, you know, this process, which is mental health, because it's not a one size fits all. It's not a, you do one session and you're done. Like, it's an ongoing thing. It's a lifelong thing, you know? Just like being healthy, it's a lifelong thing.
No, 100%. And I agree with you, whereas that aspect of, like, you know, stereotypically, someone in your situation where they see you outside, you're a club promoter, you're at events, you know, lounges, etc. You manage, right, VL Lounge, right? So that situation, people see that, and then, you know, oh, then knowing that he also does therapy, people wouldn't expect it, right? Because ignorance is bliss. And then, like, someone like myself with the ignorance with that. But then you realize, like, why not? Why can't you be a therapist, right?
Yeah.
Why couldn't he be a therapist? There's like a perfect balance,
Yeah.
you know? And at the same time, stereotypically, like, there's definitely some very, you know, renowned Black therapists throughout the country, especially men, but they tend to be like older, like pretty older, you know, in the 50s, like more older. But then you are, you know, of a younger generation where I feel like you can become more unique, more of a niche. And then even in the local, as far as locally goes, you know, like I said, people see you outside, like, oh, so they know, like, you be amongst them, like, you know, because at the same time, coincidentally, these events and these functions are a lot of people's therapy. They work 9 to 5, Monday through Friday, and then at the weekend, they want to stop by VO Lounge, you know, to, you know, smoke some hookah, you know, whatever the hell they want to do. And that's like their form of expression and release. You know, they need a release for the week, and that's like their way of sort of a therapeutic, you know, action. So you are part of, you know, both sides of the coin, where you actually speak with them in an actual professional therapist setting, but then you see them, you know, firsthand in front of you, you know, take some shots, and then, you know, these people have a lot of trauma, you know.
What I will say is, you know, when people kind of like bring up the fact that, like, I'm the general manager now of a restaurant on the Hill, I often make it known that I've been doing events and like curating events for 10 years at this point, right?
Wow.
And not one person can say like, yo, Ray was twisted and I learned about all his patients at the bar last night.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying?
The
So like
confidentiality,
a big issue with people going to therapy is like, who are they gonna tell? Like, this is embarrassing stuff. I don't want to tell anyone because who are they gonna let know?
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm not just saying this like to be whatever, but like I'm probably one of the most known people like in our area. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
And not once can someone say that.
Yeah.
And this has been very vulnerable times where it's late, you know, drinks, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah.
So it's like, if I'm able to hold it down under those circumstances,
Imagine.
time and time again, it's like I'm tried and true. You know what I mean?
100%. Your confidentiality is, you know, thick and thin, bulletproof right then. You know, no one can say nothing about it. And it's crazy because, like I said, people can see that side where it might be like, oh, I don't know if I trust him. I see him outside. I don't know if he could be my therapist. It was like, no. You know, he has well accounted for history of great feedback. You know, can you say what's the number one, you know, question or style of question, if there's not one question specifically, that people come to you as a therapist for?
A lot of it would be probably depression. Like, I'm in a rut right now. I feel depressed. That's probably depression is number one.
Number one.
Depression is definitely
Number one, especially probably people that are just maybe dealing with the first time or just foundation wise, like they're trying to break maybe why they're depressed and just that whole thing. Wow, I mean, it makes sense.
Yeah,
It's pretty expected, you know. It'll be nuts if it's something else like. There's a lot of murderers, you know what I'm saying?
yeah.
A lot of murderers, you know. 99% of my clients are murderers.
Yeah.
Like, I'll be like, damn.
And I will say something too. Like my I am pretty much basing my practice over certain like core principles and core beliefs.
Yeah.
And one of those is that self-confidence is one of the biggest factors in getting better with whatever you're dealing with.
Yeah.
And in order to build self-confidence, you have to build your self-improvement. So therefore, like whether you're going through depression, anxiety, you have PTSD, a lot of these like things are stripping us of our confidence. You know, you'll very rarely find a confident person through and through, like who's actually confident, not who's portraying to be confident, who's actually confident and being depressed as well, you know? And through like social media, seeing like everyone's highlights, that's why I think depression is such on the rise, because you're kind of mirroring yourself against people's highlight reels, which is never going to pan out.
Yeah.
Never once.
Yeah.
Like you have to be happy with yourself.
No, 100%. I agree with that. Yeah, I see it every day. Perception is like the number one drug. People see things online, they assume things, they think this and that. Oh, he has this many followers. You know, he's a millionaire. You know, I think people, they swear I'm a millionaire. I was like, oh, only if they knew, you know, God bless. Only if they know the rats I see on my street when I go home at night, God bless. Or maybe allegedly, let them think, you know, that it's like, oh, you know, because, you know, but it's all about perception. The social media shit is very true. And almost like that FOMO, especially with girls, I see it a lot. Like, I'm always hanging around girls, you know, my girlfriend's cousins, you know, friends. I'm always around them. And that FOMO shit is real. Like the fear of missing out. They really want to partake in all these events and everything they see. You know, especially out here in Rhode Island, it's like such a small state. Like they see, like, oh, she went to this and that. Oh my god. They feel like their day's ruined because of that. It's like, no, just chill at home. You good? It's all right. You're gonna miss out. You got another. It'll happen again.
Yeah.
You know, but this man's dropping some gems here, and this is just a sample. You know, if you guys wanna tell them your social media handle.
Yeah. So at Ray L. So RAYYL. I'm also on YouTube at Ray Lambert. Ray has 3 Y's again. Smooth Podcast at Smooth Podcast. I think that's pretty much it.
Yeah, there we have it. So if you guys wanna, you know, get some advice, and would it be too soon to tell them, like, if they want to have you as a therapist right now? Or
no, I guess I can like unleash the beast on your podcast. I am gonna have an email link. I actually, you know, what's wild is legit today. I could show you on my phone is when like I created like my LLC and like all that stuff. So like all that is like government approved and like we're kind of like almost ready to go. So
God's timing.
I'm gonna set up a little like email just for that. A lot of people have actually like that have known. I've been hitting me up. But you know, I'm gonna try to see as many people as possible, take as much as insurances as possible. And that's another thing too. I feel like a lot of people feel like they have to pay like the whole thing out of pocket.
Yeah.
When you don't, you know what I mean? Insurance is, you know, they pick up a lot of the bill. And I also tell people to, you know, look at it as going to gym for your mind. Like you go to the gym for your body almost every day. Like your mind needs the same workout.
Mental exercise.
Correct.
I fuck with that. Listen, there we have it. Let's talk about some Rhode Island topics with another Rhode Island podcaster in the building right now. You know, let's put the podcasting minds to exercise.
I came on a good day. I came on a good day.
Yeah, plenty of topics. You know, for starters, we'll talk about for those who don't know out there, Rhode Island is unique in a sense when it comes to holidays. For those who don't know, Rhode Island is the only state that celebrates Victory Day in the entire country. You know, and this is something that's unique here, always has been. You know, you didn't have the day off, though. Did you have the day off? No. Yeah.
Hell no. My company don't give a fuck.
Yeah, so it wasn't that big of a celebration. Well, a lot of people did have the day off. But this is the 75th annual anniversary of Victory Day. It's the state's custom of being the only place in America that honors the end of World War II with a legal holiday. No one else does it, and it's actually pretty controversial. A lot of people, especially those of Japanese, Asian descent, feel like it's offensive in a sense where it's like victory over Japan, and a lot of people even call it VJ Day, where it's like victory over Japan Day. Like, it's pretty wild, know. And Rhode Island's the only one that does it. But they say that Rhode Island's been the outlier since 1975, when the lawmakers adopted a new list of legal holidays that left off the state's August 14th commemoration. They adopted this in 1949, according to the state historian, and it's always been a federal holiday. And in 1950, a government politician showed only Rhode Island and Arkansas as marking. So I guess that it came down to those two options. But they also, statistically, and probably because of the population size of the state, 1 in 10 Rhode Islanders went to war. That's a crazy stat. Like 1 in 10 Rhode Islanders, That's a lot. That's a lot. That's a lot, bro. So, since the percentages of the people that have actually, went to this war were from Rhode Island, they make it like a key thing for Rhode Island to celebrate it. But in my opinion, it is definitely weird. If it's not necessarily a nationwide holiday, then Rhode Islanders should drop that, because especially calling the VJ Day and all that is like.
I'm okay with it because I don't get it off. If I got it off, I'd tell them not to. You know what I'm saying? But I don't get it off.
But yeah, what's your take on that? You knew about this, right? Obviously, I feel like a lot of people know about it.
I think progress is a slow process. Like, we just dropped like Rhode Island and the plantations, right?
Yeah. Oh,
so
yeah.
it's like
Prime
if we
plantation.
just like got over that, like VJ Day might take a while. Like, I don't agree with it, but at the same time, like I understand that it might take a while.
Yeah, man. Especially the timing. We just saw Oppenheimer. Oppenheimer just dropped.
The movie was fire, man.
Amazing. You saw the movie?
Fire.
Amazing movie.
I haven't watched
Right.
it. I'm waiting
You
for.
gotta watch it, bro.
I'm waiting for IMAX, bro.
Yeah, they keep getting booked up
I know.
every week still, because people keep coming from everywhere.
That movie's crazy.
I want
But
that.
yeah, Oppenheimer with the atomic bomb dropping on, for those who don't know, that's a direct tie, where VJ Day, this holiday in Rhode Island is directly tied with the famous movie now, Oppenheimer, and the atomic bomb dropping over Hiroshima and all that stuff. So very devastating. A lot of innocent lives lost. Bro, people were getting cancer years later. Like, there's people who've survived, obviously, and they're still traumatized, and it's affected their life forever. So that shit is very dark and very traumatizing. And VJ Day, Rhode Islanders celebrating that, I can see where it rubs a lot of people the wrong fucking way. It's like, okay, that's freaking crazy.
Yeah.
Moving on, Rhode Island over the weekend had a couple of situations. Shout out to David Duke Jr. He had his foundation, nonprofit, round of applause, successful turnout. People, they balled up a bunch of even other famous basketball players throughout Rhode Island history, and even up-and-coming college history were out there showing love to David Duke and his foundation. And they also had the golf tournament over the weekend. So shout out to him. He's been doing a lot of dope stuff. He's a friend of the show. He always shows love, and he always makes sure to show love to the podcast and everything. So shout out to David Duke. Man, it's amazing to see. And speaking of basketball players, also shout out to our boy Cole Swider, who over the weekend signed a contract with the Miami Heat. I left that off the notes, but I just remember off the top of my head. He's no longer a Laker, but he's a Miami Heat. So shout out to Cole Swider. He was also at the David Duke Junior Foundation event. So yeah, I was trying to watch a Laker game, Cole, but I guess now we gotta go watch a Miami Heat game. As long as the hot weather, I'm not complaining. But maybe I did want to see LeBron, but for free. But hey. Yeah, it happens.
For free. All right.
Got to be a little bit guilty of that. But then the last topic when it comes to Rhode Island, we were talking about this off camera with Ray, was the Dominican Festival. And you didn't go, right? A lot of people.
Unfortunately, I didn't go.
You look a Dominican.
Yeah.
For those who don't know, what are you? Your full nationality, your family, and everything?
I'm African American. Just African American.
African-American.
I got like other stuff in me, but I'm African American.
Yeah. But you look Dominican. You look like my Dominican
I mean,
primo.
I grew up in East Providence, so everyone said I look Cape Verdean, obviously.
Oh, okay,
But I can kind of blend in.
Yeah. Listen, so you weren't there yesterday, right? No.
Nah, unfortunately, man. Unfortunately.
Or were you hiding in the crowd? No.
I wish. I wish.
So he wasn't there, but man, I was there. I brought out the microphone back. It's on the table within the office. and it has makeup on it. Today it was like smudged and dirty. I'm like, damn, it went through a rough time. That microphone, what's this called? What do they call these? The mic covers, whatever.
The pod?
No, that comes off. What is this called? I forgot what it's called. But the fluffy stuff, the filter, yeah, mic filter, is dirty, bro. It's dirty. So it must have been smudging someone's face. I don't know what happened. I don't recall. I don't recall the situation last night. But for those who don't know, every year Rhode Island is known for having a Dominican festival, very popular. They say the most popular Dominican festival in the whole country. To be honest, like there's people that come from New York, Connecticut. I saw some people from Miami. I was like, what? From Miami?
That's crazy.
From all over the country coming to this Dominican festival.
There's a lot of people who have family in Florida.
Yeah, man. So they came down, and it was a amazing turnout. Thousands of people. They're estimating around 20,000 people allegedly turned out at this festival. And this is the only festival that, takes over the entire Broad Street area, south side of Providence, and the park. So it's not like, they do it at the Temple. I think the Guatemalan festival is at the Temple, but they don't take over the downtown. Not the downtown, but like the whole Broad Street. They don't do that.
Why are they going to take Broad Street? They don't belong there.
They got to take over, the north end, a little bit more Manton area. What do you think the Guatemalan? half of Manton's Guatemalan.
Is it though?
Central American. I don't know. You can round them up a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
Dominican, Puerto Rican.
It's a mix, but they're round. But Broad Street is definitely Dominican. Like the street is painted with the Dominican flag now. Even though it's faded, they got to repaint that shit soon, right? So it was an amazing turnout, successful. I was there interviewing people that's going to drop this week. The street interviews are back, and it was wild. I saw a bit of everything.
Oh yeah.
God bless. PG stuff and R-rated stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Or I mean, maybe MA, right? Mature rated stuff, unrated stuff. It got pretty crazy.
You recorded that?
The rain was wild, came out of nowhere, but people kept the party going.
I called you. I warned you it was on his way.
Yeah, but I didn't know.
I told you.
Marlon's really the real Al Gore. You're the real weatherman out here.
I'm telling you, all the hookah smoke that was coming up, like Mother Nature was like, all right, enough is enough. Y'all gotta chill out down there.
Nature sprinkler.
Y'all gotta be easy a little bit.
All the hookah smoke turned to precipitation.
Yeah. Y'all gotta be easy a little bit.
Listen, bro, it got wild. And towards the night, it got even wilder. Because for those who don't know, it starts at the Temple Music, where the gathering's at, after the parade. But then it goes naturally all over the park. Hundreds of cars. It was hundreds of cars, and traffic was insane.
You see any accidents? I was wondering about that.
I didn't see accidents myself, but there was recorded about 5 accidents. They're saying like about 5 accidents around there.
That's it?
Yeah, allegedly. Allegedly, I still haven't confirmed it yet. There was rumors of one accident that ended fatal, but it was like towards the end of Broad Street.
Damn.
Yeah, like towards like the laundromat side.
Damn.
Supposedly, and there's a video of the guy like kind of on the floor, but he was moving. But I'm not sure. People were saying it was fatal, but a lot of people were drunk telling me that, so they might be wrong. I didn't see no news articles about it yet. So as of now, we'll update you guys next week if it does happen. But
any people get arrested, motorcycles get taken away.
I didn't see none of that. So there was a lot of police. There was more police presence at the Dominican Festival more than ever. Providence Police, State Police. I interviewed a couple of them as well on camera. But aside from that, they were pretty cool. Like I didn't see no wild aggression. The only thing that happened was the way they ended the night was they came out and like they united in a line, about 10 to 15 of them, to like push the crowd from Broad Street all the way down.
That always gets interesting.
Yeah, that always happens. I feel like at PVD Fest.
Try to like clear up the street.
Yeah, it's like clearing everyone out, telling everyone, get off the street. But then for the first time ever, I saw them go into the park like that. Because at the tennis courts, baseball field, where they usually gather up the bikes and stuff, there was more crowds than ever. There was more cars than ever, crowds of people playing music like crazy, and a bunch of kids. It was mayhem. I have video of it as well. It was pandemonium. The street was blocked. Like, how people, they get on each end of the grass, typically, and cars pass through regularly. No cars could pass through.
Wow.
It was people on the street. Bro, it was packed. It was like a real teteo, like a real Dominican teteo to the maximum. Like, I've never seen it like this ever before. It was chaos. Like, they were going crazy. People were dancing, twerking, smoking hookah. It was madness, right? But then at the same time, I like the energy because if we're being honest, Dominican culture, bro, in DR, every day. Every day. My parents just came back from DR today, and they were saying it, like, they were talking about, like, the culture, like, no, they were out there, and they were like, he's like, today, he's like, if we were still out there today on a Monday, he's like, we knew where we were going to go. Like, everyone on a Monday in Bani and Santo Domingo, they go to a specific pool, because that pool, everyone's drinking and partying at that pool. It's like a major party. So every day of the week, Dominicans in DR, in the actual country, they party. Yeah. So a Dominican festival, there's going to be some partying. But it's going to get out of hand, in a sense where it's like, it's not on the schedule for the festival. Like, that's not what, it's not what's supposed to happen according to schedule. But according to Dominican schedule, they're going to run that shit however they want to run it. So they did it. And the cops had to shut the whole thing down. Bro, it had to be hundreds of cars out there still. Definitely at least probably maybe 2,000 people, I would say, like, just in the streets. It was crazy, right? But now it's viral. The morning after, you see the trash everywhere, right? Not only at the actual Temple Music in Broad Street where the festival actually takes part in, but at the tennis courts and in the park, Roger Williams Park. You see a lot of trash. I had people, city workers that were allegedly there. I want to say allegedly to protect their job. Allegedly there, but obviously people who had to clean up other than them. City workers were at dozens and dozens of trash bags full, they said, that they took up, but they cleaned it. But people were in the comments of the video where you see the actual footage of the trash, trying to make it like a almost Dominican festival thing. Like, we should have never had this festival again. It's a mess of the city. You guys don't clean up after yourself, etc. And I look at it from both sides where, like, this damn fruit fly is back. The fruit fly is back. What was the last interview we had a fruit fly in? It was a wild one.
Yeah, I don't remember.
These freaking fruit flies, bro. They're back in the building.
Yeah, other co-hosts, man.
Yeah, my God damn. Listen, but welcome to the studio, fruit fly. You're more than welcome. Mi casa su casa. God bless you. We'll kill you eventually.
Wow.
But well, it's a fruit fly. It's not a human. Or is that bad? Is that considered an animal? Let's not get political. But when it comes to, like, the actual people who were trying to get political in the comments over Dominican Festival, the cleaning, I see both sides where it's like, there could be better things. Going forward, if I was running the Dominican Festival, I would do the parade, like I told Ray off camera, do it at the end of the festival, where you make people, instead of starting the Dominican Festival with the parade at 10 a.m., you do the parade at the end of the festival. So you start the Temple Music, and then everyone leaves the Temple Music together, parade style. People leave together, and then you end it on Broad Street at night with the festival, just like Gay Pride does it out here in Rhode Island, just like PBD Fest does parades at night. There's parades at night out here. In the afternoon, doesn't have to be full night. It could be afternoon, like 5, 6, the sun going down. And then people would leave with the parade. They'll go home after that. But instead, there's like a sense of like...
No, they're not, bro.
They can.
You have high hopes.
I feel like it could work more. But obviously not the first time. The first time people get... So. Maybe not the second time. After a couple times, people get adjusted. But it worked with PBD Fest, and it works with Gay Pride. Like, people kind of like, oh, it's a sign of wrapping up. Because cops will be right at the end of that parade. They're coming through. They're the last float of the parade. Okay, we're coming through, and they'll shut everything down. So I think it'll make sense that way. Aside from that, if they pass out more trash bags, if they have more trash cans in general, because people throw away more trash. Because this is not a Rhode Island Dominican person issue. There's tourists. Like I said, there was people from Miami. There was people from Connecticut, all over the country. There was black, brown, Asian, a bunch of people. Yeah. It wasn't just Dominicans 100%. There. So to say like these Dominicans in Rhode Island are trashy is like, and it's we're crazy, but we're not that crazy. Calm down.
And there's people that don't even be around there that talking their shit.
Yeah, they don't even be down here. You don't even come around Broad Street. You're scared. We had teachers at classical that would say that they wouldn't come to Broad Street.
You don't go to Roger Williams Park. You go to Johnston. What you talking about?
Yeah, exactly.
No. You go to Lincoln Woods.
My thing is like, if it ends up being like, if it's never cleaned up, then I can see an issue, right? That's one. The second thing is like you guys said, like, if you didn't plan on going to Broad Street anyway, like, why do you care?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But, like, isn't that another way of, like, I mean, it sounds kind of, like, ass backwards, but aren't you kind of creating employment a little bit?
Yeah.
If there is something to clean up? Mm-hmm. Like, I don't know. I don't see it as a bad thing. I'm sure, like, the 4th of July in Bristol, they have, like, the same thing. They have, like, a cleanup crew that has to come a couple of days after because that's all trashed up. It's just, like, when you have a big gathering, that's what happens.
100%. The only thing is in Bristol, they're going to be, cleaning up other shit.
Well,
no, I'm not gonna.
It's not hookahs.
Not hookahs.
It's not hookahs.
At least at the Dominican Festival, you clean up hookahs. Yeah, you clean up hookahs. But at these other festivals, Bristol one, like you just said, 4th of July, You know, even was a St. Mary Feast, Portuguese festivals, the ones that they do out here in Cranston. So those festivals, you know, they have to clean up as well.
Yeah.
You know, it's not hookah, but they clean up other stuff. They clean up their own stuff. So it's like we gotta.
But it gets cleaned up, and people are getting paid to clean it up. So
Yeah,
I really
it's a
don't see
job.
the issue.
There's
Yeah, I
a
don't see
cleanup.
the
There's a
issue.
cleanup crew that hits the streets and they do their
Yeah.
thing. You know. Now,
Yeah.
if it got too crazy, I'm pretty sure, especially people like me in the community, I would gather up people like, yo, let's do a community cleanup crew and let's get this shit cleaned up. Like, go back out there and clean up our own.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I don't think it got that crazy. Like, from what I hear, the city, they handled it today.
Yeah.
But it's a good thing to see as well. Whereas, like, if you wanna see an example of like maybe you should be cleaner, because I wouldn't be in that type of environment. I'm not a litterer. I don't litter. So if you do want to be cleaner, yeah, this happens. So maybe clean up after yourself more often. But it's not necessarily a full-on like negative situation, you know. But visually it was wild, right? Visually it's like, oh
Yeah.
my god, like all this damn trash,
Yeah.
like. But that's what happens when people
Yeah.
have fun as well. You know, you're gonna make some trash to be left behind.
Mm-hmm.
But moving on, let's talk about this situation. And I want to get definitely Ray's perspective, even from a therapist's perspective, because I feel like this definitely has to be a mental health situation from some parameter, especially maybe her directly. The viral star, Lil Tay, the biggest flexer of the year, biggest flexer of all time, the youngest flexer of all time, you know, this Asian popular personality that's gone viral throughout these years, right? Dating back before she was a teenager. I want to say she was probably like 9 years old, 8 years old, going very viral. Now she's 14 years old. Story came out that she passed away.
Isn't she older, bro? I swear she's
No, she's 14. They're saying 14, but that's another thing. We'll get to that because we don't really know, right? She might be, blah, blah, blah. But they're saying allegedly she's 14, 15 years old. Lil Tay, right? The youngest flexer of all time. She made this post, right? Initial post that everyone saw. And I even posted about it. I felt bad. I'm like, Lil Tay, like, no one wants to see any 14-year-old pass away, let alone one that if you're, you know, a fan of or you've seen her in the culture online, it's like, what the fuck? Like, what the hell? Like, oh, she passed away? What's going on? So this was the first post right here that made the rounds all over social media. And this seemed like a press release post confirmation. Like, didn't look like an allegedly, like it's not no like, oh, it looks like like an actual confirmation of the death right here. And we'll read it as well. So here we have it. This was on her page, on Lil Tay's Instagram page. It is with a heavy heart that we share the devastating news of our beloved Claire's sudden and tragic passing. Allegedly, that's not even her name. They're saying that's not even her name, Claire. But it says it here. Claire's passing. We have no words to express the unbearable loss and an indescribable pain. They're using big words. I'm like, okay, this has to be real. Oh my God. This outcome was entirely unexpected and has left us all in shock. Her brother's passing. Her brother passed away? No one knew that. It's like, it's in the statement, it comes out as well. You know, her brother was known to like do skits with her as well. Her brother's passing adds an even more unimaginable depth to our grief. So you're assuming the family, right? During this time of immense sorrow, we kindly ask for privacy as we grieve this overwhelming loss, as the circumstances surrounding Claire and her brother's passing are still under investigation. Under investigation, so people are going to be like, why are you investigating the loss? Was she killed? Or God forbid, was it something why does it need to be investigated? They don't know why it happened. But these are kids, right? She's a 14-year-old. Aren't you the parents? So these questions start coming up right after even reading this. Claire will forever remain in our hearts. Her absence leaving an irreplaceable void that will be felt by all who knew and loved her. Boom. Internet went crazy, viral. Oh my God, Lil Tay was such a random death. Like, why she passed away? The parents are investigating. Her brother passed away. Mm-hmm. Oh my God, right? But then rumors came out soon after. You know, people speculating like, the father. No one's actually come out and said nothing, right? And also, this Claire, Lil Tay, has been on hiatus. It's been like around almost like a year. People haven't really seen her post or anything. And there was rumors of her father abusing her, like parent abuse, like forcing her to make these videos, and she didn't want to make these videos.
Supposedly it was the mom, no?
It was a father from what I hear.
How it used to be, supposedly from what I remember, it was supposedly the mom would force her to do shit. And then there was like a custody fighting thing between
the parents for her?
Between the parents. And then I think the father ended up having the custody because she was trying to get away from her mom.
Yeah, see, and then another thing was
was
that
like
a
a
lot
whole
of people
thing.
thought her father was a popular jeweler, Jimmy Boy, because that's who he did a lot. He did a lot of skits
Right,
with, right?
right.
Jimmy Boy's popular. He's like friends with
Right.
Ben Baller.
Yeah.
But I think that's not her father at all.
I
He
don't
has
think
like
so.
I don't think he's even legally related to her. So that is like who's the father? I think we never seen him on camera, right? And if you go to Lil Tay's YouTube channel, her bio says "Help me."
Yeah, it says that help me.
It has said it supposedly since like right here April of this year. So it's been about three to 4 months. You know, this situation of the "Help me" in the bio. Help you? Why do you need? What's going on here, right? Instagram page didn't have no post. People have been concerned ever since the "Help me" bio, and then it comes out she's passed away. Now updated, she has made a post on the page again saying that she was hacked. And it's been confirmed by Meta, aka Facebook owner of Instagram, that they helped her get her account back from hackers. So it's confirmed that she was hacked. They're saying allegedly, and that she's alive. But we still have not seen Lil Tay speak on camera. None of the parents. TMZ still hasn't gotten any confirmation from the parents. Supposedly they reached out to the parents, and the parents did not want to comment. But do people grieve? Are we not? Is she alive? Is this all for clout? Is this like I don't know if you watch Dave, the Little Dicky show?
Oh yeah, of course.
You seen that episode of the new season where he faked his death? Cause he was lost. He lost his phone,
I know what
and
you're
then he
talking
kept the death being faked for longer to see like hold up, cause he saw his streams and everything go up, and his manager, who's played by Andrew Santino, I love the comedian, his manager was like, hold up, let's actually not post. Let's not tell people you're alive yet. And he's like, what are you talking about? What are you doing? Let's see how this works. Let's see how this pans out. You're charting, you're on Billboard. You're your streams are going crazy. He's like, I don't know. And he did it for like I think a couple days, and he kept doing it longer and longer. And he went extremely viral. You had like famous celebrities reaching out. You know, the season finale was like with Drake, you know, on the show. Like that was like the whole thing. So it's a perfect example of like how far would someone go for clout, and also people's attention spans. Why do we care so much about people more when they pass away? What's your take, Ray?
So I'm thinking of a lot of different things. So the first thing that I'm thinking about is her saying, or if she did post "help me," you know, was that her? Was that somebody else? Like, did she get hacked for that as well? I'm not sure, right? But if she did post "help me," then someone around her, someone that's involved in the family, someone that shot content with her, someone that actually knows her, should reach out and say, hey, like, what's going on over here? Get the authorities involved, et cetera, et cetera. With that being said,
be straight up. Fuck it. Fuck it.
I know. With that being said, like, I do feel like we have to stop acting so hurt by the death of people that we don't know, nor have kept tabs on in quite some time.
Okay, yep.
Like, I saw that post go around, and it is horrible, obviously, when somebody dies, but when you don't know the facts about what happened or, you know, the validity of things, I think that's why it kind of caused an uproar, because America had to look at ourselves real quick, like, yo, like, what are you doing? Like, you're sharing a post, like, you don't even know if it's true. Like, the parents never even said anything. You're just taking it off, like, you know, whatever social media site that you got it from.
Yep.
It's like, you know, where's the respect for the family? Where is the, you know, fact check? There is none. We see a highlight, we repost.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like a gut check to us as well, which is why I think it kind of kept steam for so long. You know what I'm saying?
I agree. And I see, and the thing was about it, whereas like people, they took it more serious, I feel like, also with TMZ, because TMZ, you know, they've reached a lot of criticism, you know, because of the popularity and people, TMZ throughout the years. But one thing they always go viral for, people always say, they're never wrong with deaths. Like, if TMZ confirms a death,
then
it's always right. Like, they'll always, like, the first to it. Like, they always confirm a death.
Yeah.
They've never had, like, a wrong death. But now this is, like, amongst maybe their first ever, especially if it's, like, a hoax. Because, and then people are like, what? TMZ's right. Like, they're always right about it. You know, it's like, you know, and aside from that, the Help Me situation obviously is going to add to it. But I feel like her being young and having, like, a younger push and fan base people on TikTok and etc. When it comes to these type of conspiracies, they're gonna eat it up. Like they're gonna like, oh my god.
I
Like,
guess my question is also like when the help me was on her bio.
Yeah.
Why wasn't that a headline?
I know, right? Because I personally don't recall it, and I'm on top of all types of news. I don't recall it being like covered. Allegedly, people were saying like, oh yeah, when that happened, her fan base was like concerned. But I don't recall it being like on Shade Room, on Complex, on people talking about it. I don't remember it.
Because I will say, if Meta came out and said that like, oh no, we did help her recover her IG, I don't think that's a lie. Like I'm usually skeptical on that too, but like, Meta kind of like confirming that with her, like I don't think they would play around with that. You know what I'm
They wouldn't
saying?
play around with that.
My thing is like, out of everybody, why are you hacking a little kid's Instagram to, fake her for death? Like,
And then also,
why are you gonna fake her death? I don't get it.
we've seen people get hacked. People get hacked. Even locally, people get hacked, and like you see, like, oh, what's your bank? Right away, like, oh, you got hit me if you got Santander in the story. Right away, right? Celebrities get hacked, and you see like a popular Dominican artist, Rochi, he's like a dembow artist. His YouTube channel got hacked, and there was like a Elon Musk live stream. It was like a fake Elon Musk live stream to send him Bitcoin, and a bunch of Dominican people got scammed. That was like last year, went viral. So this shit happens. But to get hacked and then to have a post that you passed away.
So what I will say is like sometimes an actual motive doesn't have to be present. You know what I mean? Like for the DR artist, the guy, whoever was behind it, was getting set Bitcoin, right?
Yeah,
so he was getting money. But for some individuals who are mentally ill, it doesn't necessarily need to be a motive where they benefit in some way.
Yeah.
Like they just might want to see the reaction of everybody.
Do you think you being a therapist, right? Professional therapist, licensed, everything, official tissue. This is not no Twitter or fake therapist. This is real deal, right? What's your take on this young girl, Lil Tay? Could this be a situation where possibly she's going through actual mental health issues, and this could be her actually clout chasing, trying to get attention because she's going through so much and she wants more attention?
Yeah.
And this is like a easy way to get attention, because what other way to get automatic overnight viralness than to fake your death? Could this be a circumstance like that?
Yeah. So I would have to I would be ignorant if I didn't do my due diligence and learn everything about her before I'm coming out the woodwork saying
100%.
This and that. But what I will say is, if the help thing was her, then possibly, that might have possibly been something. The only thing, the other thing that was strange was a post about privacy. Those are always weird posts to me. Like if you want privacy, just don't post.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm like, maybe it really wasn't them, because I don't know.
Yeah.
That whenever stuff like that, it's tricky, but
because that news broke out because they made the post.
Exactly.
And whoever would post that would know that, right?
Yeah.
So if those are their words for real, it really wouldn't make sense. It really wouldn't make sense.
And
not only that, the brothers being second. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, the brothers being second,
yeah.
Weird. And why so? Did he die first? What is going on here?
Yeah.
So, but yeah, as of right now, August 14th, we have technically no official confirmation, if we're being honest, of her being alive or dead.
What I could say is it could be somebody close to her that could potentially know the password or know the dealings of what's happening inside the home, and that was their way of getting her extra eyes and highlight her situation.
Maybe getting her actual help
without them coming out and saying, "Hey, yo, look what's going on over here."
That's a good take, because that could probably be the situation.
Possibly.
I could see that. Happening easily. Especially like you said, if she is allegedly, people have been saying the parents were abusive, forcing her to do stuff.
Yeah.
She might have actually needed help. So this might be a way to get it. But, God bless this entire, I don't know, situation, families.
Yeah.
This is one of those wild, out of fucking nowhere, left field type of stories this year that's gone viral.
Yeah.
Because like I said, today we don't know if she's dead or alive, other than what Meta says.
They're making a lot of shit up, bro. Remember too that when I sent you that the same day I sent you that supposedly You know that referee that went viral too? That he like caught the ball and like he's like acting like he saved the world type shit.
Oh yeah.
That supposedly he ended up passing as well.
Really?
And yeah. I sent you the post. You didn't see it? And then I think like a day later, something like that, he made like an official TikTok account and like posted the videos like,
He was alive.
I'm alive. Like, don't believe this is my only account. Blah 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 blah. Like, so I'm like, the extent that people are going to straight to like death, which is fucking
Because I
wild.
feel like celebrities have allegedly passed away and they end up being alive. Like, I feel like a couple years ago there was like not a Drake but Lil Wayne rumor. Like Lil Wayne was sick or something in the hospital and he passed away, and like that within like I want to say 12 hours was confirmed. No, like that's just fake. Like that's a hoax.
And then there's also that thing about some people that they always want to be the first to know something, whether it's true or not. Not only the first to know, but like be the first person that told people. Like,
Yeah.
First to
like
post
people
it.
get off on that. You know what I mean?
For sure.
So like that, and that's like our culture today. You know what I'm saying? It is a sad situation. I do hope that like more eyes are on it and at least can like kind of investigate what's going on. I'm not gonna like jump the gun and say she's been abused. I'm not gonna jump the gun and say she
we don't
hasn't.
know. We
But
don't
I
know.
do wish that obviously more eyes need to be on this and like something needs to kind of get checked out over there. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
because even if she did do it for clout chasing, she still has mental health issues. That's not regular.
not
No
normal.
one should be doing that. You can't play with that at all.
Right, yeah.
So God bless the circumstances there. Moving on to another very viral situation here that's taken over the internet because of where it initiated at. A couple weeks ago here we discussed this white woman that's gone viral, Bobbi Althoff. She's a comedian from TikTok that blew up because of her satirical style of comedy. The skits, my girlfriend knew of her because she had skits about relationship stuff, like her being with her man, not being with her man.
Yeah,
You said you
him
heard
at
of her because of her the daughter name
I
is
know because
Concrete.
supposedly they named the kid Concrete.
Yeah, her daughter had like a
Just
viral
like
name.
an awkward relationship with her man. Like
Yeah.
one boob bigger than the other. Yeah, I know about her. Yeah.
So she went viral, and then she started her own podcast. And like her whole thing was like, oh, she would be on camera like, oh, I want to start my own podcast, and I'm gonna invest $300 to start my own podcast. Blah blah blah, and then help me in my journey. Like she started her own podcast, and it's called literally the Really Good Podcast. So it's almost like a parody of a podcast, but it's actually a real podcast. Interviewing people. She started with like a comedian that has his own podcast. Interviewed him. She interviewed Armani White, my bad, that has the famous Billie Eilish song. And then she did Funny Marco. Funny Marco one blew up because Funny Marco is like her, like the same satirical style comedy, and they were fans of each other. And when they came together, match made in heaven, that shit went super viral, right?
Right.
Drake saw that, followed her, reached out to her, and then hopped on her podcast. She was like, "Oh, you wanna do it? When you're gonna come on?" She didn't think he was gonna say yes. He said yes. They made it happen. She held off other podcast episodes to do the Drake one. And it was like anticipated, rumored, blah, blah, that happened, promoted for a while. She pushed it back and it came out. But now we have about, let's say, almost a month after the Bobbi and Drake interview.
Damn, it's been a month
recording. Yeah, actually, yeah, because the Lil Yachty one was 2 weeks ago here. So literally almost a month after the Drake and viral Bobbi interview with this industry plant. People think she's an industry plant. The interview is now deleted. It's off of YouTube. They've unfollowed each other from social media, and she's deleted like anything pertaining to the Drake interview, any skits, anything from social media.
That's why I was confused because I legit saw a video today of her being at his concert. I forgot where. And her just being who she is, like all awkward and shit. Like girls dancing around her and her just standing there. Like,
yeah, I was going to bring that up because
you know what I'm saying?
She did a viral satirical comedy style
Yeah,
post.
there you go, yep.
Being at Drake's concert, making fun of her not knowing his songs, because she said that in an interview, like, I don't know your songs.
Right,
So this is her at his concert, and if she didn't know his songs at the concert, at the interview, so she's not going to know him at the concert, right? So she's still playing this character. And this is the video right here where look at it. It went viral. I'm talking about like 15 million views on TikTok. Like it's the biggest video in the last 24 hours on TikTok, the app in general. I tried. She's very stiff.
There's a couple of things.
And a lot of people in the comments, especially I feel like on the Black Twitter accounts and even like too cool to blog.
I want to
they
make
were like,
mention one of the biggest takeaways from that video to me
Yeah.
was where she was.
Mm.
Like, that looks like a section where like Drake had to personally like, yo, you're good here.
Yeah,
You're
yeah,
not
You know what I'm
proud,
saying?
You're not.
So
none of that.
obviously there was like,
Bro, this is all business, bro.
Listen,
You know what's gonna happen? All of this is gonna continue to blow up, right? And then we're gonna end up finding out that they're actually cool, and people are gonna want to see the thing drop again. They're gonna drop the same fucking interview again, if not another one, and it's gonna blow up even harder than the first time.
because my thing is this, right? Unfollowing each other, you know, that happened with Ice Spice. When after Ice Spice went to Drake's concert, there's rumors, you know,
it's not the first time.
that's when,
Oh,
you
yeah,
know,
he needs to keep that
unfollowed.
ratio, bro.
Yeah,
You know
he
what I'm saying?
unfollowed Ice Spice, and it was rumors like, oh, do you have problems with Drake? And
Yeah,
then she confirmed in an interview, she's like, no,
Yeah,
we have no issues. I don't know what happened. And I think eventually he ended up following her back, right?
He unfollowed
Um,
me. You know what I'm saying? It happens.
You know, and then with the Bobby situation is like, okay, they unfollow each other. It happens. But to delete the interview from her YouTube channel, I don't think he necessarily has any control of that. He can't because they didn't play, even musically, they didn't play any of his songs. If anything, they played the Tyga
Tyga
song.
song.
So if anything, Tyga could like copyright strike that and then take that down if he wanted to. So that was her decision to remove this, unless he was like, what, damn near death threaten her or like legally
I'm
threatening
telling
her?
you, bro, this is all
Come
moves, bro.
on.
Because let's be honest. After his interview, who did she interview? Lil Yachty.
Mm-hmm.
Who did he call in the interview?
Drake.
Lil Yachty.
Lil Yachty.
Yeah,
oh, yeah.
no,
Drake called
no,
Lil Yachty.
actually, Drake told her that she should interview Lil Yachty.
Yeah.
And then, coincidentally, he plays Tyga music. Didn't she
Interview
interview
Tyga.
Tyga as well?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And now she's in an Offset video. And
She interviewing Offset. Offset drops this week. Offset.
so,
interview.
like, you know what I'm saying? Come on.
Yeah. I don't know, man.
So I do kind of look at it at a different perspective. My perspective is, so what happened before with Ice Spice, that was like a red flag with this situation.
Yeah.
Because like you said, like this isn't the first time this has happened. If you're, what was her name again? Bobby, right?
Bobby.
If you're Bobby, business-wise, like something incredible had to occur for you to take down your most popular YouTube video,
Bro, like 10+ million views?
right? Like something that goes above and beyond your standards, your belief, your morals had to occur for you to be like, I don't care how much money this generates me, I'm not with it. That's the way I'm taking
Well,
it.
remember,
Unless
too, she
made
out.
it private. She might have just made it private.
Yeah, she might have made it
She might
private.
have just made it private.
Yeah. Remember, too, she said that she hasn't made a single dime off of anything that, quote unquote, she's done so far.
I don't believe it.
That the money was supposedly gonna come in, but that she was in debt. Remember? Did you see that she had like an interview?
Oh, the real one, the real interview she did, when she was serious?
Yeah, when she was like,
I want to watch it. I
herself.
started, but
So I
Dave
saw a
Portnoy.
clip. They asked her like, oh, like, and she's like, I'm in debt. Like, she's like, I have like a few credit cards that I'm maxed out. Like, everything's come out of my pocket. Like, I don't have, nothing has come in. She's like, I'm waiting for, like, for example, the TikTok money to come in. She's like, it should come in like a couple of weeks, but like, she's like, I'm in debt right now.
Yeah, because that stuff works where it's like a cycle. Like they pay you in a cycle. TikTok pays you on a cycle. It's not like you can just take the money out whenever. So she's right there. And as far as like the money wise with YouTube, I don't know because she's not.
That should be.
She doesn't have a lot of swears, so she should be making a good
That
amount.
should
Like it should
be-
be very monetizable. Like you know what I'm saying?
Cap.
That's cap. That's cap. I feel like,
It
well, you know,
should be.
Yeah, that's
like
cap.
she's capping.
Even the setup. Like I can imagine her setup. Like there's also somebody that's like, if it's not her, there's somebody production wise that's like helping to make all this. You know
I
what I'm
don't
saying?
know.
Like
Might be
I gotta
her
watch that
husband.
ain't
interview.
rolling.
That's on BFF's podcast, the Barstools podcast with Dave Portnoy. I gotta watch that interview. I started it, but I gotta actually watch it because I was
I
like,
ain't rolling.
wow. I saw clips. I'm like, damn, she's not doing satirical
suck
because a lot of
at
people are
it.
kind of mad. Like, in my opinion, she should have kept that satirical energy throughout everything she does because I feel like that can help her blow up even more. Because like, oh shit, it's almost like she's this character all the time, almost like a Will Ferrell. He's always like a character, right? When you see them break the character, it kind of reveals the curtain. Like, oh shit, okay. Even though we know it's like she's not really like that, but then this interview is like kind of gonna break that mold. But after that interview, coincidentally now, this Drake thing, she's at the Drake concert. I don't know what's going on. People are still speculating. Neither of them have said nothing. Drake made like a post and people thought he might have been subbing her, like in his comments on his Instagram page. But I doubt it. It was too aggressive. That was too aggressive. We'll look it up right now. It was too aggressive of an actual.
Drake don't make sense sometimes, bro. Cause just look at the Young Thug post that he made.
Oh yeah, like I owe you a favor or something.
Tell me what the fuck that means, bro. Tell me what that caption means.
Yeah, it was like very like, oh, you know, is this just a bar or is this real life? So Drake said here, we don't play tag when we catch your ass. That's the end of that. I don't think he's talking about Bobby. You know, he's not threatening the girl's life. But it came obviously after that news broke. You look at his page, let me make sure that while we were here, nothing happened. He didn't sub her again. You know, but yeah, I don't see it. You know. And Drake's the type to, you know, if it's a strategy or plan, he's going to play into it. So this might be just marketing again, all over again for something, but for what? Maybe Drake's album? Maybe like the album's coming, right? So what would be like a skit or plan idea? You know, this has gone very viral. Drake knew it was going to go viral, but maybe not to the point he thought, because it went very, very viral, the interview with her. Oh, let's keep it going with her for all the Dogs album.
Maybe she'll manage the whole rollout.
Maybe. You know, she's gonna be a part. It would make sense. It would make sense, but what wouldn't make sense is delete the fucking interview. Why would you delete a 10 million viewed? It doesn't. That would make horrible sense money wise, especially if she's in debt. Like, this is a bigger play here.
Well, I mean, put yourself in this situation, right? If you had a $10 million view video,
Yeah.
and you were to delete it, why would that be? They would have to cross some crazy line.
Fucking delete it whatsoever, bro.
There was one exchange when I had a viral tweet with remember with Chance the Rapper about he had an interview where he was talking about Justin Bieber's album, saying that Justin Bieber's album is gonna be as good, the best album since like Thriller, something like that. And it was a new Justin Bieber album that was coming up at that time, and I posted that on Twitter and it went viral. And Chance the Rapper didn't like that, so Chance the Rapper added me. Was like DMing me, everything, like, oh, like, why are you trying to twist my words? I'm like, twisting your words? This is what you said. I posted the source. Like, you said this. He's like, yo, yeah, but I didn't mean it like that, blah, blah. Like, you trying to use me for clout and views? Literally said something like that. I deleted it. I'm like, bro, I don't need you for clout views. I'm going to delete it. I don't need you. I post news. You literally said that. Don't try to make this like a whole thing. And he ended up blocking me. But then that's when he ended up blocking all of hip-hop Twitter. To this day, he has beef with a bunch of popular hip-hop Twitter accounts. But that's the only time I did it because I'm like, my pride, not pride, but like my morals are like, bro, you trying to say this just for clout? No. Here, let me show you. Let me delete this. Like,
but there's no money value behind that.
Especially Twitter at that time. Yeah. Hell no, bro.
Time will tell. Time will tell. Time will tell on this.
Man, Bobbi, you know, bless your heart, girl. Hopefully you were smart and something's up here. But Drake always has something up his sleeves. And speaking of Drake, we'll keep it going. Brand new Drake and Bad Bunny song after 5 years, confirmed to be on the For All the Dogs album. He did it on his tour. He confirmed it. I'll play the clip right here.
That's gonna be an anthem, bro.
Do you think it's gonna live up to the? You know, I know you speak Spanish. Do you speak Spanish at all?
Nah.
But you know the Drake and Bad Bunny song that went viral.
Yeah.
And you know how successful it is. You can still play in the club to this day.
Right.
Do you think it's gonna be as good as that? Can it compete with that? That's one of the only songs in history to get on YouTube 1 billion plus views.
Well, if you think about it, it's more of, can Drake deliver again? It's not Bad Bunny. Bad Bunny gonna deliver.
Oh, you want to put the ball in his court? Oh my God.
Let's be honest.
I guess. Look at that. This is the announcement. Two biggest artists in the world, by the way, just kicking it, at the concert.
Bro.
I want to tell y'all something, because y'all like LA and we love you. It's been like 6 years since me and Benito did a song, so we got a song coming to y'all
the classic one right there. But two things. First of all, he calls him Benito. This man's calling him by his legal name. I'm like, God, these guys be hanging out.
I ain't gonna hold you. Drake was like a shadow on that song too.
That's what you
bro,
see what I'm saying?
He wasn't even really needed
I'm
for
telling
real.
you, bro.
But the shock value of Drake
of course.
rapping and singing in Spanish, sold people
No,
forever.
100%. It did the same shit when he dropped the shit with Romeo.
With the Romeo, right?
Same
but I
shit.
think the Romeo was before this.
Yes,
so
yeah, well,
this,
years
audio,
before that.
audio was crazy.
Yeah.
And at that time it was kind of choppy. This one was like a smoother Drake Spanish.
Yeah.
So if it is in Spanish, first of all, we want to hear Drake sound better. You hope you got better, you practice more. And aside from that, could it be the other way around? Would it be Bad Bunny going on a English vibe? Allegedly, he said at the top of the year he was like studying English because he wants to like, be better in his English, maybe because he's dating an English woman now, the Kendall Jenner. 'Cause I'll tell you this much, she don't know a lick of Spanish. She don't know how to nothing. She don't know nothing. I guarantee that much. God bless her. But what do you think? What's it gonna sound like? What's your prediction, Ray?
It's funny that you say that because I would just prefer them separate, man. I'll keep it a buck. I would just prefer them separate. I don't know if that's like a hot take, but like I feel like I would rather hear a Drake song. I'd rather hear a Bad Bunny song than like their collab. Obviously, it's gonna run up the streams. Sonically, it'll probably sound good, but like Bad Bunny is just like arena music, man. Like it's hard to even pair up with someone that sounds like him.
Yeah, and right now they're both at like they're peaking. The stream records are breaking. So I don't know what the fuck is gonna happen.
Honestly, a Bad Bunny chorus with like just one Drake verse, I could stomach that.
English or Spanish verse though?
Gotta be English.
English.
We'll let them get like the whole like England twang thing off. Like
no more
language. I don't know, man.
Too much. The man plays every character every month, a new language, a new everything. Because now if he does go the Spanish route again, but I don't think it will.
I can teach you how to speak my language, Rosetta Stone.
He did say that. He did say that. I don't think he's gonna go that route though. I think it's gonna be English. I think it's not gonna be. I don't think it's gonna be Spanish because they did it already. They're probably gonna switch it up.
I don't think he's gonna do Spanish. Benito is.
He said though, you heard it right there. He said. That's real as fuck. Like the song's real as fuck. And he went like this and he kind of got emotional. It's real as fuck. And he hugged them like, damn, all right. What the fuck does that mean? Is it like a personal record? It's not an anthem? Like, and you're calling him Benito. Like, you're calling him by his legal name. Like, damn, you guys kicking it that hard? You know what I'm saying? What the fuck is going on?
Man, Benito might be trying to get him to, into the Kardashians.
Speaking of Kardashians, they were there in the building. Kendall, obviously, because of Bad Bunny. But then you saw Kim Kardashian literally in the building. Kanye's ex-wife, Mrs. Former, didn't sleep with Drake, and Kanye said in an interview, I asked him straight up, man to man, he said nothing ever happened with him and Kim. I believed him, right? And now we had this song that went viral this year, Search and Rescue, where Drake samples Kim Kardashian on the Keeping Up with Kardashians, talking about the divorce with Kanye, talking about, I didn't come this far just to make it this far, just to come this far, talking to her mother about leaving Kanye West. Sampled that. I'm like, damn, did he even clear that? Now we have Kim Kardashian in the actual building performing her part in the crowd, though, not on the stage, but performing her part to the song in public for the first time ever on camera with Bad Bunny. And it's like an ongoing joke or something. Like the energy is like, what's going on here, right? Here we have Kim. She's looking at Bad Bunny. What the heck is going on? What the hell's going on? What the hell's going on? But then Drake last night left the restaurant supposedly right after Shakira left it. So now there's photos of them saying that he's with Shakira. What the hell's going on?
Go crazy, Drake. Go crazy, bro. Listen, J-Lo wasn't the one. Go for Shakira, bro. Shit.
Oh
That's
my
a win-win,
God.
bro. What the fuck?
What the fuck is happening here? First of all, I'm assuming Kim's a Drake fan. We know that, right? She's a Drake fan. And she doesn't have any loyalty necessarily to Kanye. They're not together. Obviously, that's her baby daddy.
But you can fuck with both. They're artists, bro. You can fuck with their music.
Yeah.
So I would disagree, but when Kanye was going on his rants, he was wilding. He was very disrespectful. The personal information about like Kim thinking about getting an abortion or whether Kim, like that's where he crossed this line where it's like, all right, Kim, like get back. You know what I'm saying? But if that never happened, then like I would think that this is foul to be 100. Like you shouldn't. Like if you know like that's like your man op For real. like you can't be at his concert singing your part.
Yeah,
like that's crazy.
You're right.
But the whole like putting all her dirt out there, and you know what I tell a lot of people too is like, yo, this is just the stuff that we know about. Imagine what he was putting that woman through behind closed doors. She was probably going through hell. I ain't gonna hold you.
We said that.
So like, if she wants to get, because even the way she said it was like one of those like college parties. They're like, yeah, like, but it's like Kim, like you are like. I don't know. Like you know, she was just trying to get like her moment real quick.
I was trying to get that off. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Bro,
She might have said that shit to Bobby.
To Bobby, yeah, Bobby was in the building too. That's crazy. There was so many people in that building that night. Like, what the hell, you know? But yeah, I don't know, man. People are going crazy. This has gone viral. Drake went viral over the weekend, probably like 5 times. Like, it has to be like a record for the amount of times he went consecutively back to back viral. But I do feel like, I don't know. I don't want to say that he slept with Kim, but
what's funny about his show too is like, excluding the kid that is portraying him as younger.
Yeah.
No one's really showing like, oh, like what a great performance. Like it's always like who's there and like the Virgil and like that's it.
It just looks like a big party.
Like that's
it. Looks like a big party, like a big like VIP party.
Like
it doesn't look like it's like a stellar performance. Like oh my god, like Beyonce.
Not like it has to be because like all his songs slap, but it's like I don't know. He's whoever is like planning who's there is doing a great job.
You don't go for performance. Let's be honest.
Well, it depends. Because I saw him perform Meltdown for the first time off the Utopia album. It went viral. And I didn't like his performance with it, but obviously it's a new song. Maybe he doesn't know the lyrics.
But what was he
gonna do? He was kind
of
of like letting the crowd do it.
And that is the biggest thing about this. Like the first time we've seen Kanye get his just due and praise in so long with like the performance with Travis Scott. She's gonna go out there and like do this like right after.
It's wild.
It's like he just got like we just started to like fully like him again. Like you're right, back. Travis. Like there would be none of this if it wasn't for Ye. Like you 100%.
Yeah.
And it's like bro. You couldn't let him like be in his glory for 2 minutes. Like
man,
I don't know.
Kardashian's gonna be Kardashian, man. They're always gonna be, you know. Listen,
that's also, the real Death Row Records, by the way. Signed with the Kardashian.
Bro, no bullshit.
Suge ain't got nothing on Kim or her mother for real.
Listen, Kendall with Bad Buddy, we don't know how that situation's played out yet, but it's God forbid it goes down long.
Devin Booker and Bad Bunny is the most light-skinned smoke like of all time too. I don't know if that gets talked about enough.
And you remember how Devin Booker was at the Drake concert and they were chilling and shit, but now we can see Bad Bunny over here. It's like, oh, Drake doesn't pick sides. It feels like he you know, he's Mr. Everyone. I respect that to an extent, but then it could get very, you know, controversial behind the scenes, you know. Devin Booker probably wasn't he wasn't watching these clips, you know. He's a big Drake fan, probably wasn't watching these clips last night. You know, there was
Devin Booker ain't gonna help him sell records, so sorry. Like,
exactly.
I'll catch you basketball season. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Either way, though, it's like, what the fuck does that have to do with Drake? You know what I'm saying? Okay, he's fucking your bitch now. What? Okay.
Yeah.
He would have no friends if that was
you know what I'm saying? Why do I
Yeah.
care?
Yeah,
he would have no friends.
I got
can't
no
be too
beef.
biased with it.
He ain't fucking mine. You know
like
what I'm saying?
the world is Rhode Island to Drake. You know what I'm saying? Like that's really what it is.
That's true. That's true. Those clips were funny though. Like you seen Kendall with Bad Bunny like in a crowd, and they were both like drunk, like having fun, and then Kendall fell.
Was he making out with a guy though?
He was.
Bad Bunny.
What? Right now?
No, not recently. Recently.
Like less than a year ago, right?
Oh, you're talking about the thing on stage?
Yeah.
Oh.
The thing on stage, but there was like in a club. There was like one as well where he kissed a guy that wasn't like a performer. It was differently. Yeah, we don't know. And he said in his concert, he was like, what he said in his concert?
Yo, he's just able to get that off.
Man.
He does whatever he wants, bro. The man does not give a fuck.
What?
Like he said at the concert where he was like, you guys can assume what you want, but you don't know. And we thought like, oh, so you're not dating Kendall. But then now we see, so you are dating Kendall.
Is he though?
Bro, I don't know what the fuck is
he
that?
has just said it.
These celebrities, God bless their heart. You know, these millionaires, these millionaire problems. You know what I'm saying? But they're not shy enough to not be in the public eye because they know that all cameras are on them. You know, so even Kim, like she knew that there was a camera in her face, and she was like, I didn't come this far. So it's like, okay, they're, you know,
they gotta live their lives, bro.
It's a Drake effect as well. I feel like that, you know, Drake is so. You know, he got these people out there element, like they just be themselves and like
that does irk me though, because I feel like the way she said it, it's like I've heard women like talk like that, and
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
like
That
they're
quirkiness.
really trying to like
Yeah.
rub it in someone's face. You know what I mean?
They're trying to push that more.
Yeah.
No,
yeah,
I believe it. I
That's-
believe it, man.
That's
And
nasty.
speaking of Kanye West, for those who don't know, Kanye West, Utopia dropped, and we all said it that Utopia sounds like Yeezus.
By the way, congrats on the movie y'all made.
oh, appreciate it, bro.
That was like, you know what I'm
With the
saying?
review-
Like,
I saw you did a reaction as well to the review. Yep, I saw that.
it's at about 160 views compared to y'all like million views.
No, but it's the first time you did
But-
you did one, right? Like for music on the channel. Or?
So I'm gonna keep it clean. Your reviews are gonna be a lot more entertaining than mine. I'm very like analyzing things and
Yeah.
a lot less fun. It's a lot less fun looking at me than you. I'll keep it a buck. Like I'm really like looking. I'm like, oh, I don't like it. Like and I'm just like, as a 32-year-old man, it's like, I can't really like.
Yeah, because I saw you like break down like the Pharrell line and stuff.
Yeah,
and how you-
yeah.
how
Like
you
I'm
didn't
more
it.
like I get into my bag like with the breakdown.
Yeah, like what the fuck is?
But if you're just looking at me, you're gonna be looking at me like, just listen.
Nah, but if I'm you, I would keep it up, doing it more because that shit is. Listen, man, it's people do that on their own. Like they break down music, the review
Yeah.
shit. So
Yeah.
like put it into like a
There's
content
people
piece.
out there in the world that do the exact same
The
shit.
same
Yeah,
shit,
yeah.
So someone's gonna relate to you. Like trust me, people are gonna be like, oh, I thought that same shit. Oh my god, and then and at that point they don't care about the reactions, like view count. They just
Yeah,
care
yeah.
about like that guy. I'm gonna
Yeah.
watch him for the next time, for music because they probably relate. So with this album, Yeezus, I was like Yeezus right away. Right, I'm looking at the people. I was like, yo, this album, Utopia, sounds like Kanye West. We said it here. And I was like literally at moments looking at the camera, I'm like, yo, this is some like Utopia Kanye West shit. Then we have him bring out Kanye West. So Travis Scott surprised people in Rome. Thousands of people with Kanye West. Millions of people online didn't know that Kanye West was going to be there. Brings him out. There's no Travis Scott without Kanye West. This went so crazy in Rome that people in Rome felt as if there was an earthquake. They were calling the cops, calling the city, calling everyone, and there was a reported 1.3 magnitude actual earthquake that happened, but not caused by natural causes, caused by Yeezus himself, Kanye West, when he came out to perform for Travis Scott at the actual festival. And then people were like this has to be like, imagine this, like if I'm him next, if you're dropping music, I'm assuming Kanye West's still gonna drop more music. The next bar he has to get off is like, yo, I literally cause earthquakes type shit. Like I literally cause earthquakes. Not just the whole festival, the whole performance, right? Right when Kanye West came out, the earthquake level magnitude shaking happened.
And you know what I really like, because like I said, I analyze a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
What I really liked about the performance is that after, Travis is like, yo, like, hold on, Chase B. Yo, play that Can't Tell Me Nothing. And right after he says that, he's like, yo, yeah, you don't even gotta like perform this. Like you could tell like he like really just wanted to hear it.
Yeah.
And he still kind of like went off. Like I
Yeah.
like seeing stuff like that. Like that
was awesome.
genuineness,
That was awesome. And then probably, to be honest, Kanye probably told him like it probably wasn't like as hard as like for us to get Kanye to like perform, right? But it probably still had to be hard because Kanye seems to like wants to play the background right now. Like he wants to be, doesn't even wear shoes. He performed with no shoes. Like everywhere he's going out with no shoes. He has like a wife, so I would assume he's probably not even reachable. He probably doesn't have a phone again. He's one of those people that his phone disappears, doesn't have a phone for a while. And we haven't, to be honest, and this is a sad part, hopefully it's not like that serious, but we haven't really seen him with the kids. Like we really haven't seen him with the kids. Like in a couple months, you have not seen him with his kids. I think the last time was when it went viral, when he picked up, I think one of them from soccer, and he went off at the paparazzi. We talked about it in here.
Oh, yeah.
But publicly, we have not seen no pictures with the kids or nothing. He seems to just be traveling all over the world. So for Travis, was it hard to get Kanye? Like, yo, Kanye, you inspired me to make this album. Without you, I need you. Like, you didn't help. Maybe he didn't even help him make the album, but like, I need you here.
Yeah.
He probably, yo, Travis, I'll do it.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna just come out. Like, I'll just come out for like, let's do our song, and that's
Yeah.
it. Maybe.
So, my initial reaction is no, but then I think about Drake getting his shit off on a Travis record and how that probably affected Kanye. So now I'm like, damn, maybe like, yeah.
And you think
like,
Kanye
like,
didn't hear that?
obviously, like everything that Travis said is true, and like he should feel that way. But obviously during that time you didn't feel that way, or else you would have been like, yo, Drake, like I can't put that on my record.
Yeah. You know, and then Travis gave the cosign where he was like, you know, they scared the 6. They scared the 6. And then Travis said, they scared the 7. Like, he went off and did, like, his own, like, little rendition of the verse.
I was confused when he was like, oh, that was given in last minute, this and that. Your verse was too perfect right after. You know what I'm saying? Like,
unless Drake played off of Travis's verse. You know, he could have done that. Like, he said
possibly.
7. He's like, oh, let me play. I got you.
Probably.
You know what I'm saying?
What I'm really waiting for is there to be a documentary about how T.I. finessed signing Travis for all those deals. I feel like not a lot of people know about that. But even Astroworld, I don't know if you could look it up, but I think maybe even Astroworld was under Grand Hustle.
Really? I believe it.
Yeah,
I believe it. You know,
because
T.I. is smart.
Like that was like the illest lick of like the century.
Bro,
like,
T.I. is smart. I was watching the Breakfast Club today. They had T.I. and T.I. said that he sold like 100 houses. Like he bought and sold like 100 houses like before he really even made money like from rapping like that. I was like, what the fuck? Like certain things like that you really don't know, and like you find out like, oh, this guy's like 10 steps ahead. So, you know, T.I. he had the Grand Hustle, Iggy Azalea, very successful. People, the Sway interview always goes viral with the bad freestyle. They always try to clown him. Get that shit out there, you know what I'm saying?
B.O.B. was a pop star at one point.
Oh, B.O.B. was Grand Hustle, right?
Yeah.
Bro, B.O.B.'s mixtapes. And aside from that, he, like Ray said, he had those hits with Bruno Mars?
Yeah,
At least one with Bruno.
Yeah.
I think he had two.
He was a
with Bruno.
pop star.
Yeah,
he was a pop star.
Airplanes. He had his, bro.
Airplanes was the one,
bro.
My God.
Airplanes was the one. Yeah,
that track with what was it? Kendrick Lamar and who else was it?
He had hits.
Yeah.
So you can say that definitely T.I. can be regarded as an underrated record executive label head with Grand Hustle. Even though like people never seen
besides Young Dro, no one's shouting that they're on the label.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the thing.
No one's you never seen like a Grand Hustle tape where a bunch of Grand Hustle like a Grand Hustle concert. Let's rep Grand Hustle.
He got stars.
But he has, especially with Travis, you know, especially that first album, man. That you saw I think he was the intro. He was the intro.
Yeah.
T.I. was talking. He was the intro.
He was in it too. He was
on the album. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's very true. But yeah, man. For those who don't know, that happened at the Travis Scott concert. Ye came out. Italy's fire service confirmed they received hundreds of calls from concerned residents who feared that there had been an earthquake at the Italian capital. Turned out to be a result of tens of thousands of people jumping up and down. Listen, I was at the Governor's Ball over the summer, the festival, and when Kendrick Lamar was performing, there was one section of the floor that we walked onto on the grass, and it literally felt like the floor was going to cave in. Like, my eyes were going like this. I was looking at my girl. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Like, I've never felt that at a festival. I've been to festivals. I never felt the ground shake like that. You know, so I'm not sure if that's, like, an actual safety issue in the future. Like, are these floors where these festivals are had, especially if you have them in the same spots, after a couple years, that shit's going to start sinking, no?
Yeah.
Like, you would imagine so, right?
Yeah.
Possibly.
Without saying that they're equal, who do y'all two rank higher? Travis or Kendrick?
Overall?
Mm-hmm.
Performance-wise, or just as an artist?
Artist. Who ranks as a higher artist?
Right now or
In totality?
Overall, I would say Kendrick.
Yeah?
I would still say Kendrick.
Yeah?
Yeah, because I saw him live recently again, like at the Governor's Ball, like I said. And after seeing him at his concert, we saw the TD concert, I think, at Mansfield. Yeah, I would say Kendrick. The effect he has is different.
Okay.
It's different. It's different. Like, it's just different.
Yeah, now if we're talking about now, Travis.
I would still say, like, Kendrick overall.
I don't know.
Because Kendrick inspires Travis. Like,
No,
Travis says it. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's like an OG to Travis.
But like relevance, you know what I'm saying? Definitely Travis with everything that's happened from Astroworld till now.
There's so many microcosms. Like, even like everything like Travis touches like resells, right? I'm not sure about Kendrick Lamar, but he's never done that either. You never like, what's a Kendrick Lamar merch piece?
Nike TDE thing.
Oh well, yeah, the Nike Cortezes were successful. Yeah, that is true.
They ain't no Travis Scotts.
Yeah, they ain't no Travis Scotts. They know Travis Scott Jordans.
No.
You know, does Kendrick have a McDonald's? No, sir. He probably say no. But
what's a Kendrick Lamar
But who
McDonald deal
can't
looking like?
get a McDonald thing though? Because look who got McDonald's shit. It's fucking
Who were the most recent one? What was
who was it? Saweetie.
Oh yeah, Sweetie.
Fucking Cardi B with
That Sweetie one was
Offset.
left field, but it makes sense because
You know what
Sweetie
I'm
has an amazing team. Like they get her so many brand deals.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying.
But she's not a household name.
But that's what I'm saying. So
Yeah.
who can't really get a McDonald's deal?
Yeah.
Come on.
And maybe Kendrick Lamar could be doing all this shit and just turning it down.
Of course, no,
You know what I'm saying? We
and
don't
he
know what's
would be the
happening behind
type
the
to
scene.
turn it down.
He would be the type to turn
The
it
only
down.
thing I would say is I would go with Travis just because the music that he makes, I do feel like will travel further. Like it will touch more ears than a K Dot.
Because it's today's generation.
It's just like
Let's be honest.
a lot of it's like trans, like I don't know, because he obviously has the kids like more than K Dot. K Dot probably has more of the adults.
Yeah.
They're neck and neck, but I don't know. I would give it. I'll give it a Trav. I'll give it a Trav. I feel
That's
like
a good
Travis
take.
is
That's a
more
good take.
polarizing. I don't know.
That's a good take.
Yeah.
That's a good take. Because people comment down below, how do you guys feel? You know, especially Travis Scott fans, because they're like ride or die. I mean, even Kendrick Lamar, but I feel like recently the younger, cult following that Travis has is pretty insane on social media. So they might be killing Ray in the comments right now. But listen, he has his right to his opinion.
One thing I don't know is why Post dropped the same time.
Yeah, Post.
That
man.
was wild to me. That was like extremely
But
wild.
Post had that plan. Like I want to say, like top of the
It's
year,
been
he
months.
announces his
It's
date.
been months, yeah.
So change it.
Yeah. Yeah,
So
I would have
change it.
changed it if I was him.
Cause you saw what happened. I don't know if you saw what happened after when he kind of like put like a deluxe like the very next week. Cause basically like he
Yeah.
really was trying to get that ¡1 spot. Like I was seeing through all that shit. But I'm like,
I didn't realize
dog,
it
like,
until it came out and
yeah.
people were talking about numbers again with the deluxe. I was like, oh, he dropped the deluxe.
yeah,
I think it was just one
the
song,
very
too.
next week.
One song.
The
I
very
think.
next week.
I still haven't finished the album. I only listened to like a few tracks.
I think it's a good album. It's just personal. It's called Austin, so that's his legal
Yes,
name.
you gotta let Travis get a month.
Yeah.
If you're like say if you're like a babyface Ray or like I don't know ESTG, you could drop within the same time period. But if you're kind of like on the same level of like pop stardom, like let Travis have it real quick.
Because
man.
Travis' second week sold, I think, 140,000. People haven't sold that like all year. Their first week, he sold
Right.
that second week. You know what I'm saying? So he's about to be a platinum album having artist. Probably I'll give it in 2 more weeks. Yeah, in 2 more weeks it should pass it. If he gets at least 100 next week, in 2 more weeks it's gonna be a million. Utopia's gonna be 1 million. You know what I'm saying? Album.
Wild, yo.
And if he wants to keep doing the bundle shit, drop more new merch or something. Drop a fucking
A
Jordan.
Deluxe as well.
Jordan with an album. Add $5 to get the album or some shit. Or get the Jordan cheap or whatever. Boom. Again, you know what I'm saying? Double platinum on some shit. Now, is it deserving of it? And when you hear the album in its totality,
It definitely sounds better the more you listen.
like
to
I
it.
told you. The more you listen to it, the better.
Yeah.
But still, my favorite song off of it so far is I Know.
I still
know it's my shit, bro. That
have
shit's
not
crazy.
I still have not added the songs that I removed.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I have not added them shits. I'm still standing where I'm standing, and I haven't added the songs that I've taken off. You know what I'm saying?
I Know it's crazy.
No, I know it's like
And when
my
you break
favorite
down what
one.
he's saying, like the being
I
drunk,
know lets us know that he still like got that like Houston back in the day,
Yeah.
like one of the guys type of
Yeah.
vibes.
Yeah.
Like you know what I'm saying? Like he can still like for us looking on the outside, it'll be like, oh, Travis, like he can do whatever he wants.
Yeah.
That's him letting us know, like, nah, I'm still sending them texts, like how y'all send them texts, like, yo,
Yeah.
you still up? Like, what's up?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
he kind of, I really like that record as well.
It's a good ass track, man. The second part of My Eyes is my shit too. He just starts rapping his fucking ass off.
Yeah.
He just starts going off.
I've been liking Telekinesis more too.
Telekinesis.
I
is good.
gave it a 7.5, man.
The whole album.
Yeah. But that's at face value. So at face value, just listening to the songs, I give it a 7.5. Now, if you add the variables around it, such as his last project, such as 5 Years Waiting, such as the collabs, damn near every collab that is on that record, if they collab previously, the previous song is a better song.
Yeah. Yeah.
Whether it be 21 Savage, whether it be Drake, like we can
SZA,
go
Future,
to can go
SZA.
to the discography and name a better song
Yeah.
than that was on this
Love
album.
Galore with SZA.
So like with the variables, I'm like that thing was like a 4, but you know
Yeah.
that was my hard take on that
I can see that. That's a good. I didn't think about that too. Cause like we've recognized these people again, but we never really sat down like compared them to the other one. Like that's true. Love Galore, all the songs.
And my boy Zeem, he hates when I do that, but it's like I have to, man. I can't not unhear something. So if I heard you and Drake before, like
Yeah.
I'm gonna hold it to that.
Yeah.
Like the Weekend record, like it's cool, but if there's like 3 superstars on it, it should be more than cool.
Should be way more than cool. And like
Oh,
now,
no, that song was underwhelming. It's definitely grown, but
it's grown. But even now,
It
when
should
I
be
play the
like
album,
that should be like it.
that should be the one.
That should be
When I
internet.
play the album, I'll be, oh, skip it. Like I like the
Yeah.
Bad Bunny
I'll
part,
let it play.
but I'll be like,
I'll
I'll
let it
skip the
play.
rest. You know what I'm saying?
But I know is that work though.
And I think the
love
Weeknd
I
has the
Know.
best part on that song. But my only issue is like it comes on too late in the song, you know, on that K-pop record. But
The
yeah,
the
I don't know.
Twins record grew on me too.
yeah.
The Twins record grew
Yeah,
on
yeah.
me. I'd be waiting for 21 Savage to like really have like a trash verse, and like I feel like how do y'all feel about 21? Before I go,
I think I've been analyzing him recently because of the fact that, speaking of him, fresh off the press last night, Shakira posted herself singing a 21 Savage song.
wow,
I can
Wow.
ball without you. That song's from 2018, Ball Without You in English.
Yeah.
She's like singing the whole thing, and she posted it on her
That's
Instagram,
hard.
on her TikTok, everywhere.
That's crazy.
I'm like, what the
That's
out of
crazy.
nowhere,
No,
without tagging, like she just did it.
21 is like a down low like big artist. Let's be
Yeah.
honest. He's
Bro,
a big
he's on
artist.
tour with Drake.
He's a big artist, but people
Yeah.
don't give him credit like that. He has some trash songs.
He's on
but
tour
like,
with Drake.
But like he can deliver.
Yeah,
He's on, and his
If people's
albums,
on his dick, like yo, like listen.
he hasn't had
yeah,
a skip album really.
but
Yeah,
That last one was not good, bro.
but
Which was
I will
The one with Drake. was
Her
it?
Loss?
No.
we talking about before that.
Go ahead. Bro.
no.
Go ahead.
What I will say is like, when I analyze artists, I analyze like the album sales and stuff like that. But like for me, one of the biggest things is touring, right?
Yeah.
So
Savage Mode 2.
Savage Mode
That
2.
album was not good for me.
mm.
It
That
was
shit
good.
was
It was
horrible.
good. Not
So-
as Savage Mode 1, but it was good.
So the thing about touring is artists like 21 Savage, they disguise themselves. So like they have a few hits and stuff like that, but they always go on tour with a bigger artist. So like when they do these big crowds, it's not really their crowd. I'm sure there's people
a
obviously there
fact.
to see them, but like he went on tour with, what was it, Post before that?
Post
Yeah.
Malone. Off of one song.
Yeah.
So like I'm waiting to see 21 get out down the road by himself and see what he does.
I don't.
I'm not even saying he has to. If I'm him,
Yeah.
I'm doing the same thing.
He
But
should keep doing the same thing because hopefully the shit that's happened to Lil Baby right now ain't gonna happen to him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And Lil
Because,
Durk
like,
too. Lil Durk too.
Exactly. Like when you're working with someone else, you got a lot of shine on you. But if you do it by yourself, I don't really know, bro.
Yeah.
I don't really
just
know. I
added to
don't
the
know.
rest of the
I don't
Drake
know if
tour.
21's gonna sell out.
To the rest of the Drake tour, they just added as the opener, official opener, Sexxy Redd. For the rest of the tour, bro. The all dates, bro. I was like, what? If I would have known, I would have gone. If they would have had it for the Boston show, I would have gone. Cause I was like, oh, tickets are expensive. I'm like, oh, Sexxy Redd. Oh, I gotta see Ski. Like, you know what I'm saying?
no, that's
I-
turn. That's
You're
turn.
going crazy. Yeah,
That's turn.
you're
know?
you're low key a ratchet bitch, bro.
Oh, yeah, you know, that's my my spirit animal. You know, is
Gotcha.
ratchet bitch.
Ratchet bitch.
She's actually like a perfect opener too. That's crazy.
Oh,
Bro.
That was a good.
hell
That was a
yeah.
good pickup.
It went
That was a good
viral.
pickup.
Hell yeah, she gonna get that shit bumping, bro.
Bro, that went so viral, that announcement. Shout out to my boy Fahim. Fahim, he's the one that made the actual visual announcement edit, the animation. That's my boy right there. He made that for her team. They hired him to do that. He's the #1 guy like in the whole industry right now for doing that. So shout out to
Hell
Fahim.
yeah.
I want to have him on the podcast one day soon.
Hell yeah.
So Fahim did that. That clip went viral to the point that people are now comparing and debating, is Sexxy Redd better than Glorilla? She's better than Glorilla. Glorilla, why is she already better than Glorilla? How did she pass Glorilla so fast? Like they're already comparing her to people in her field, like a ratchet, booty hole music, female rapper.
Booty
You
hole
know, that's what they
music.
call it online, the booty hole genre.
Booty hole
You
genre.
know what I'm saying? Like the wild, like very
She
explicit.
does, she Glorilla's a perfect person to compare her.
I would
with.
say so. It's perfect. I can see the
Yeah.
comparison. my God, all these comparison easily. But who's better overall? I'll tell you this much. I heard the Sexxy Redd album, and I've been hearing it ever since I pressed play on it.
But
I love that album.
Bitch,
I think it's one of the best albums this year. I'm telling you right now.
I haven't
The
heard it
Sexxy
yet.
Redd album, the production is insane. She has like Juicy J producing it. The beats are like made for her. I'm like, this is insane. Like, I'm like, what the? Because at first I'm like, I'm not gonna hear this Sexxy Redd album. She had an album. I'm not gonna hear this album. I'm like, damn. But she has a song, Looking for the Hoes.
To that point, the Ice Spice project was fire to me. I like the Ice Spice project.
The Ice Spice project's good. You know, Deli is growing on me. I like the song.
Like, I like the Ice Spice project. So.
You know, so
I mean, women took it over 100%.
Oh, no, yeah, that's by
does
default.
it does suck that we automatically kind of like put them against each other. But you know, I think they're both doing their thing. I think there's a lane for both. I think Sexxy Redd is more of like the chorus. Like you're looking for more of a chorus thing.
Yeah.
And then Glorilla has more of like the Pop Smoke vibe where it's like you want to just be like on like demon time, you know?
She can lay down bars.
Yeah, she can go crazy.
And the flow with her. So
yeah,
I think there's a space for all of them.
That Drake cosign though is gonna elevate Sexxy Redd.
OD.
Like
OD.
that. You know what I'm saying? He already was posting photos like pretending to kiss her, hanging out with her. He's like saying like, "Oh, I found my girl, my wife, whatever, dream woman." And then now she's opening up the rest of your tour, and he has a lot of dates left, bro. He has 4 shows in Inglewood, 4 shows in San Francisco, I think, and then 4 shows like in LA. Like he's been doing like shows in these states back to back to back. He did like 4 shows in Barclays, then 4 shows in Madison Square Garden. He's not just stopping by like, "Oh, I'm here." He's literally like visiting these like moving in for a week in your state when he's coming on his tour. Like that is crazy. Selling out every date. You know, even if there's tickets left day of, they sell out that day now. Is being reported. So, Sexxy Redd, she's opening, so the crowd's not crazy.
Get that bread.
But it's still like a cosign is gonna help her elevate her, you know, stage presence, practicing. Why not?
It was a good move on all parts for sure.
So that's huge right there. So yeah, 21 Savage, man. If you watch these videos when he's going through these crowds, he does have a star element. Like he's opening for Drake, but he comes out again for songs to perform with Drake. And even when he comes through the crowd, like it went viral like yesterday. Like a girl, she was like, "Oh my God, I woke up at 2 a.m. in the morning to stand in line. It was worth it because 21 Savage, when he does the crowd walk through the whole major entrance, he like touched her hand, dapped her up. So she was excited because of that. So that went viral. So he has like a star element presence now more than ever, and it's gonna keep elevating. I think.
He's a good artist, bro. He's a good artist.
You know, so shout out to him.
It's just can he do it solo?
That next album is gonna be a big one for him, and he's getting ready. Drake said that he's heard it. He's chopping it up. Is Drake helping him with it? Are we gonna get one more collab on there together? Both their albums together.
I'm with it.
Her Loss 2. Is Drake executive produced? Like how involved is he? You know, if he's around 21 all the time, you know, I would imagine he's helping his career.
No.
I would hope so. You know, because why not? You got to protect them at all costs. 21 Savage. Moving on. Speaking of other music industry situations that happened over the week, literally after we left this podcast, it went viral. Top Dawg executive, the president of Top Dawg Entertainment, Moosa. He's Top Dawg's son, actual Top Dawg's son. He went on a live stream back on Fig. Shout out to T-Rel, former host of the No Jumper podcast, you know, the multiple podcasts. He's one of the people that left Adam 22. It was T-Rel, AD. They have a platform, T-Rel, called Back on Fig. Is huge, you know, in the Fig Row. Remember where like I think I want to say Schoolboy Q always rapped about it. He's from there, you know. So Schoolboy Q and a lot of TD people always show love. Mac Wap, he's like a member of the
I will
crew.
say something before you get started.
Yeah.
That was a bad situation for all of them. Like I feel like nobody's really been in tune with AD and them since they left, and I also feel like, you know, No Jumper has gotten less traction since they left. So like that whole split, like no one won from that. It was like,
I think if you watch it now, they have their own platforms, and according to AD, according to him, he's like I'm making way more money now than before, but then way more compared to what they were making because he revealed it. You know, Adam was paying AD like $2,000 a month, something like that.
So I saw that, but what no one talks about is the money that you're able to make on the side from getting the notoriety and getting the publicity from arguably one of the top podcasts,
Yeah.
right? Like hostings, you name it. You know what I mean?
And all he had to do was show up and leave, right? Because I was debating that with myself. Because I always look at, I always try to play the devil's advocate. So I was saying that I'm like, damn, $2,000 a month. But I'm like, all he did was come through.
The best question, especially when it comes to business, right?
Yeah.
The best question is like, okay, he was saying, oh, I only get paid $2,000. The best question would be, okay, what were you supposed to get paid?
Yeah, what do you value so far?
Like he didn't say like, oh, I was supposed to get this and got this. It's like, nah, you signed up for that.
Yeah, that's true. And he was there for years, so you let that go. Like you let that happen. You know what I'm saying? But now you want to call it out after. You know what I'm saying? Because Adam was like saying similar to you. He was like, you guys took a L when they left. Like I guarantee, like the money they're not making nowhere near the money that we're making here. Blah, blah. So AD came out and was like, no, we're actually doing better. We're making more, but compared to what they actually were making. T-Rell, he has a famous wife. Like he compared to AD more, and this comes from like a naive standpoint in a sense because we don't really know, but who knows? It was just assumptions. He came off as more financially stable than an AD because AD was a rapper from Compton who, got on this platform and then blew up more as a personality.
His wife's clothing thing, it seems to be
Heather, shout out to Heather. Heather, T-Rell's wife, she's popping, and T-Rell's popping because he had connections with Tyga. He was like a part of Tyga's entourage. That's how he came up. So that was a huge thing for him, and he has an amazing house, bro. He has an elevator in his crib. Like, I think he had that crib before the no jumper shit, so like, okay. So he was back on Fig, that's his thing, He had Reason on from TDE. Shout out to Reason, really good rapper. He was on back on Fig, and they were just talking about the release, the promo, the rollout for the album that's out right now. Go check it out. It's called Porches, brand new Reason album. Available right now on your phone. Go check it out. We want to make sure we support him because, his label, I don't know if they're supporting him. They were sketchy.
Dope. Reason's dope.
Shout out to Reason. And Reason had a call in from Moosa. Top Dog's son called into the podcast back on Fig live on YouTube and was like, want to have a conversation? We want to go viral. Let's go viral. And it's like, whoa. He came on with animosity, and you could see Reason kind of like, we'll play the clip. Reason was like kind of like, oh shit, like kind of getting uncomfortable, taking sips, trying to act like cool with it, like what's really about to happen right here? Like what's really about to pop off, And the lather had happened.
I mean, it definitely has to have been something happened because shit, Kendrick left. That's someone you would have never thought. You know what I'm saying? So like, why did Kendrick?
It all goes down to that, right? That's true.
Hey, Mac, like niggas don't even be getting on here talk. Normally, us nigga at TDE, we take the downfall when niggas albums ain't coming out, and it's never us holding albums. If niggas want to drop records, niggas drop records. You know what I'm saying? But niggas never gonna jump on line and air shit out. But Big Reed, you want to have a convo? Let's have a convo, man. Sound like you don't want to be here, damn near.
No, I never said that. I said I would never do it no other way. Let's go viral since you want to do it. Come on.
Hey, let me start by saying this though, right here. Hey, T-Real, can you name me 10 Reason songs right now? You from LA? You a LA native? Can you name me 10 Reason songs right now?
No.
Saying that with the dude behind you is hilarious.
That's one hell of a way to start that shit.
Bro. So in my opinion, I saw this. I right away was disappointed. I'm like, this is entertaining, but this is not proper
the label
handling.
Head's son.
The label head son, he's the actual president of TDE. This is a label head himself, Moosa, who never shows his face. I've always heard of him, supposedly, like he's been like one of the reasons, like he showed us love in the past with the Isaiah Rashad reviews and stuff. Like supposedly, like Top Dog commented on our post one time, like laughing, and people were telling me like, oh, that probably was Moosa, because Moosa, his son, might run the account. Allegedly, we don't know, but Moosa coming on here, acting like this, almost like people in the comments would trolling his own artists. I'm like, this is a conversation you have private.
That's crazy because like, what are you kind of trying to say?
And he's coming at Reason like, it sounds like you almost don't want to be here. Like you don't want to be on this label. Like you want. Like what do you mean? You gonna drop him here on air? Or what are you trying to say? right?
He's
And
pretty much
it's a
saying,
rollout
like,
week. So people thought it was an album rollout. So Reason tweeted like, no, that was not a rollout. Like that was a real raw moment. Like, you know, he was like apologizing in a sense. Like, this is not a rollout.
yeah,
You
because
know,
that's crazy. You're pretty much saying, like, you don't even fuck with your own artist.
so the optics, right? My thing is like, put the situation aside. Like put Reason aside. The optics for this label right now, right? You had SZA tweet at Punch for years, like back and forth, like my album is not being released, etc. Right? Blah blah blah. And then Punch was like, no, it's not. What are you talking about? We can drop it whenever you want. Blah blah blah. Okay, whatever. But that showed with that album, amazing album. It did show like, okay, it was worth the wait. That's a good ass album. It's still one of the top charting albums of his entire year. 2 years in a row, basically. It was last year. Great album, you know, classic vibes, right? Then Kendrick Lamar. But then Kendrick Lamar situation, this was, I think, his last album on TDE.
Yeah.
Because he's leaving. So it's like, oh, so we can't even count that as
But
like a...
That one mostly got pushed supposedly because of COVID, though.
Yeah, the COVID pushed it back, you know. So it's like, okay. Schoolboy Q. Schoolboy Q just went through a lot of personal shit. He said it last album, Mac Miller died, it affected him.
Yeah.
He went through a lot, Schoolboy Q, right? Ab-Soul took a lot of time, right? But then he said he was literally suicidal. Like, he literally jumped from a freeway highway and, like,
Yeah.
almost
Jumped
passed
off
away, you know? But that album was pretty good, you know? I think it's really pretty underrated album that dropped this year,
Yeah.
top of the year. Now we have Reason. Reason's always been popular online for being on the Joe Budden podcast as a host or like a friend of the show. He goes on here and there. Dreamville always showed him love. He was on the Dreamville collective tapes and
Yeah.
you know had songs with the Dreamville camp.
No, yeah.
And people were always joking like, "Damn, you should be Dreamville, bro. Like
he's a good
Dreamville shows
artist,
you
bro.
love more
He's
than
a good
TDE. What's
artist,
going
yeah.
on, right?" Whole time now, he did an interview recently with Peter Rosenberg, Reason, where he kind of revealed behind the scenes, like, you know, that Kendrick Lamar had planned a while ago to leave Top Dog. But when people were telling Reason, you know, why is Kendrick not on your album, the last album? He's like, I couldn't talk about it because, you know, Dave, Free, and Kendrick were leaving TDE, but that kind of made me not be able to get a Kendrick feature. I was able to get Kendrick background vocals, he said, or ad-libs, whatever. I couldn't tell the public that because no one really knew that. You know, that's private shit happening behind the scenes. You know, so he spoke about that in the Peter Rosenberg interview, and then he said like, you know, that he felt like they're not letting him release music because he wanted to drop EPs, but they didn't want him to drop any EPs. That's what he said, literally. So I think Moosa saw the Peter Rosenberg interview, saw him on here. He's like, damn, this guy's over here talking, chatting. He felt some type of way, but this is not how you handle it. Your father's Top Dog.
Yeah.
I don't even know how Top Dog sounds. When is the last time we heard Top Dog talk?
Yeah, you don't.
No
hear
one
that.
knows how this man sounds. We just know that he's like official guy, sophisticated. He goes to the Rock Nation brunch. He gets respected from everyone. You know, Kendrick Lamar has songs about his father and Top Dog. You know that they had what was it? They
Like
the
beef and
the
shit.
beef and shit. The
Yeah.
drive-through classic skits and shit.
Yeah.
So we all know about the lure of Top Dog. You know, but we don't know the actual situation. Now Top Dog's son calling out Reason. I think it's messy as fuck. The optics is this. If I'm an artist, I wouldn't want to sign a TD. I'm looking at this like, I don't know. You know, Kendrick's already leaving, so you can't be like, oh, it's Kendrick's label. Kendrick's gone. So why would I sign to this label? This is your executives calling your artists and embarrassing them? Name 10 Reason songs? Off the top of your head, right now, I'm a huge Lil Wayne fan. My favorite artist of all time is Lil Wayne. I probably can't name 10 off the top of my head right now. I have to think about it.
You
like,
know him.
I know him.
Yeah.
You know, so I feel like he just set him up for failure. It was corny. I think it was corny. It was whack. I think it was whack. Very whack of Moosa, you know. And Moosa still hasn't said shit. He's been retweeting the album though, the Reason album, trying to help promote it, you know. I don't know what the fuck is going on. You know, we did see a snippet that went viral over the weekend, a Schoolboy Q snippet. Sounded fire.
Oh, I saw that. When
That
he
shit
was
was
like behind
hard.
like a DJ booth.
Bro, hard,
Yeah,
bro.
yeah, that was sick.
That song sounded good. So
He looked like he lost a lot of weight too.
he's healthy, bro. He's been on his
Yeah.
golfing shit. He's golfing like crazy.
yeah.
So, but what does that mean? Are we not gonna get a Schoolboy Q album? Is that gonna take 3 more fucking years? Like, hopefully they fucking drop that song next week, because the traction is crazy on that snippet. They gotta drop that song next week. But yeah, the optics right now. What's your take, Ray?
It would be interesting to hear if like they asked a question like, oh, you know, do you know 10 Reason songs? T-Rail was like, nah. And if Reason was like, and whose fault is that?
Yeah.
But, I mean, that's hindsight, right? But
Yeah.
that would have been an interesting dialogue between the two. Because, like, you know, obviously they're kind of feeling like he's not trying to be on the label. He's probably feeling like they're holding him back or not pushing him as much as they should be. So
Yeah.
that would have created some interesting
He said he tried to get a
dialogue.
lotto feature, and the label didn't help him, supposedly. Like, he tried to get a lotto feature. Like, he wanted a lotto feature.
Yeah. That you know, he sounded like he was pretty much in his feelings whenever it's like, oh, name me like 10, like, you know, the person's in their feelings.
Yeah.
It's like 100%. But yeah,
No, that was wild. That, man, I can't believe this happened.
because
but-
like you're shitting on your own artist, so it's like
Yeah, it
the
looks crazy,
money
man.
that is about to be created by the purchase or the streams of his music, you are decreasing by calling him trash.
100%.
So like you're biting the hand that feeds you per se, like literally.
Literally.
So I don't know. Yeah,
Literally.
he just sounded like he was in his feelings.
Yeah, that was whack. You know, TDE, man, you guys need a lot of work to do. I was tweeting with Punch, I think the president, the other guy. I'm not sure what roles they necessarily have on the label, but everyone knows Punch from TDE, especially on Twitter. And you know, I told him, like, you know, if you were to actually have an interview, talk about this publicly rather than tweeting, because he kept tweeting like subliminal stuff. Like he was like, oh, this big bad label narrative needs to end. Like, as if, you know, everyone thinks that TD is a big bad label. Like, he wants that narrative to end. But I told him, like, bro, if you do like an interview, you address this, like, talk about it, add some clarity, like, to the situation, then people are, you know, not gonna necessarily draw any more conclusions. But if you don't, you have to let people be people. It's the internet. They're gonna think like you guys are a big bad label, you know. And he said, like, LOL, like, you know, we've addressed it before, you know, it's not enough, you know, it's whatever. They need a bad guy or something. I'm like, all right, I guess that's one perspective to look at it, but I disagree. You guys are looking crazy out here. Moosa made you guys look crazy. Own up to it. Be like, yo, we fucked up. That was whack. And like, then clear it up. Like, you know, but other than that, I wouldn't be surprised if we see Reason sign a J. Cole, like, in a couple months or some shit. Like, they can they do that? Like, have you ever seen that, like a trade? Like, if they were to trade, let's do like a trade, like if it's the NBA or something. Who would they trade?
Yeah, because they gotta buy you out your present contract.
Do
Right?
you really think
They
that
do
anyone from
that.
Dreamo is gonna want to go over there?
You can't meet Suge used to do that all the time. Bro, up in
Listen.
them offices, yeah.
That's what allegedly Hove did with Wayne. Supposedly, like, he bought him out the contract with Birdman. He helped him out that situation years ago. Helped him, or at least like lended him the money. I don't know,
Yeah.
but Reason, if you, I probably can't afford to help to buy you out, but you know, we can promote that if you need that. We can help raise the funds, because I don't know that I would leave that label if I'm you. I recommend it right now. You know, I would recommend it. You know, that's might be a hot
Yeah,
take.
but when it comes to stuff like that, you can't.
Yeah, so it's a process. It's not overnight.
They already gave you the money. Like, nah.
Yeah, you can't. Yeah, and you can't do it the old school way, like the locks. Like, go to the office with a chair, smash some windows. That ain't happening nowadays.
People are working from home. There is no office.
Office is destroyed.
Everybody's
Even,
working from home.
you know what I'm saying? Let's talk about this that went viral over the weekend. This clip of Disney talking about Snow White. So Snow White, classic movie. Everyone's seen it, you know, especially if you have a child. But even growing up, the classic Snow White movie, right? With the Prince Charming, you know, the dwarfs, the whole situation. This is a new actress that's going to play, I think, the live action version of Snow White. And she said that there was controversy with the prince, that according to them, you know, and Disney, the prince was a creepy stalker, and they are considering that they might even cut all his scenes from the live action version because they don't want to portray the prince at all, because according to them in the animation, the prince was a creepy stalker. You know, this is the clip right here that's gone viral, and people are like astonished, like, what is going on?
I mean, you know, the original cartoon came out in 1937, and very evidently so. There is a big focus on her love story with a guy who literally stalks her.
Yeah.
Weird.
Super weird.
So we didn't do that this time.
So no prince, or a different kind of prince?
We have a different approach to what I'm sure a lot of people will assume is a love story, just because, like, we cast a guy in the movie.
Right.
Andrew Burnap, great dude.
Yeah.
It's one of those things that I think everyone's going to have their assumptions about what it's actually going to be, but it's really not about the love story at all, which is really, really wonderful. And whether or not she finds love along the way is anybody's guess until 2024. All of Andrew's scenes could get cut. Who knows? It's Hollywood, baby.
What?
I mean, you know,
Oh my god. So I feel a huge type of way with this. I was like, first of all,
I can't wait to get canceled my first week of like filing an LLC for my therapy practice.
yeah, this would be the one. But surprisingly, because this one was posted, I think, like on a stereotypical like a right wing Twitter account, but everyone was feeling the same type of way with this situation, where it's like a Snow White movie is not a Snow White movie. Like, if you remember Snow White in the movie, it was all about the prince and her doing stuff for the prince, and like the love story of the prince. Now, if you remove that,
is that the one where she falls asleep because of the apple? Is that Snow White?
that one would be Cinderella.
That's not Cinderella.
That one-
Cinderella's the glass shoe.
Fall asleep because of the apple. It might be Snow White.
Yeah, I think that's Snow White.
Snow White, right?
I think it's Snow White. Yeah.
Ah.
Then again,
I don't
we're
know.
three men talking about Snow
Hey, Rick
White.
Ross lost a deal off of that, so I don't know.
Oh yeah, it's true. Yeah, we gotta be careful, right?
What I will say is like itching me, so I gotta say.
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
What I will say is like, and my take is gonna be kind of different from everyone else's, but I think that we need to leave these classics as a classic. Stop remaking them. If like you want to show your kids stuff like that, like get out the DVD player, you know what I'm saying, and like show them. Like I hate remaking classics because you're gonna run into this issue every single time.
Yeah.
Even like you know, I have African American coworkers, and they were giving me kind of their opinion on, I believe it was supposed to be a Black Little Mermaid or something like that.
Oh, with the Ariel?
With Ariel, yeah.
Yeah.
It was something like that.
Haley Bailey.
And I was against that. And I'm obviously not against Black women or anything like that. But it's like, I do feel like a classic should be that. A classic, which means you leave it a classic and you don't touch it.
Yeah, the thing is,
If you want to create a new series with like a Black Mermaid, go for it.
Call it something else.
Now, on top of that, when she's talking about, you know, the prince being creepy, it's like, where do we draw the line? Like, do we draw the line at like he was saying before with Cinderella, like a magic shoe? Like, are we gonna like pick and choose what's fake about it, what's real about it?
Yeah.
Like, it's just a slippery slope. So I always revert to just, let the classics be the classics.
100%. The thing is, in my opinion, is there's always gonna be a different perspective every year. You know what I'm saying? So like, depending what's happening in the world during that era, that's how they're gonna view whatever the fuck was made back in the day.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So back in the day, that was a love story. It was like a guy really wanted you, chasing you, this and that, blah, blah, blah. Now it's being portrayed as being a stalker, creepy. You know what I'm saying? Because that's how today's generation is viewing certain things. Back in the day, that was normal. Now it's not.
Like what if there's a fishing movie and like 20 years down the line, people are like, oh, that's still animal cruelty.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Like, it's just like,
It doesn't add up.
I guess it really just depends on what's really happening during this time.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna tell you this. This is a message for Disney and maybe Bob Iger directly, because we might be watching. Because Bob Iger, you know, I used to look up to like the business practices and like this guy's story. But
Yo, I love the people that you shout out because like you'll say it as if they're listening. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, damn, like they actually might be listening. I'm like, all right,
100%.
get your shit off.
100%.
I was like, I can't do that, but go ahead.
There's been some examples, you know what I'm saying, where people will be listening and I'm like, oh shit, okay. That's why I was talking to you, motherfucker.
That's what's up.
You know what I'm saying? But Bob Iger, this man, you know, behind Disney, because I'm assuming it has to be him because behind this type of like change and stuff, because recently he came out, he said that Marvel, he's gonna stop financing that many Marvel movies and Star Wars movies and shows. There's gonna be less, and he's not against. He's against like the writer's strike and the actor's strike. He's saying like, you know, that they make enough already. He's on some bullshit, like on some like evil, conniving, like billionaire white man shit. Okay, right? He's playing into the stereotype heavier than ever. But if you are Bob Iger, you're Disney, and if you want to say that Snow White, the prince, was a creep and like we're not doing it that way no more, then you have to immediately, if you want to fulfill that ideology, remove the Snow White movie from Disney Plus, remove it from all the Snow White stores, you're going to have to eliminate that history, right? Because why are you trying to say that that was creepy? Because there's new kids being born every day. My son, if I were to have a daughter, whoever, even my son, if he wants to watch Snow White, it's going to be their first time watching this. And we're like, oh, these are classics. Look at these classics. They're going to watch it. So you're going to say that, okay, we didn't make the new Snow White with the prince because the prince was creepy in the first one. He was a creep. He was a stalker. Oh, really? He was? So why is it still available for my kid to watch? Like, it doesn't add up. Oh, because you know that there's so much money behind that IP. We can't erase that classic Snow White. We can't. We still need to stream it. We still got to get that money, right? We're not going to digitally eliminate the prince. It's hypocrisy. They're trying to fulfill some sort of, I guess, agenda, satisfy a crowd. But while you're trying to satisfy this crowd, that same crowd of people, like if you're, it's Edwin. Edwin's, he's moving some stuff. I think he's taking photos of the Kanye West frame. But when it comes to the crowd, that you're trying to fulfill, the same crowd is actually online saying, wait a minute, why are you switching Snow White? The prince was a creep, because this was something that no one really thought of. The prince being like a stalker creep.
Hey, we got to get rid of VJ Day before we get rid of the prince, man.
Yo, like we got bigger fish to fry. There's other bigger issues happening than this Snow White. And this actress, oh, what a firecracker she is, because she's so enthusiastic about this change. Like, she's so happy about it.
You can tell how she moves.
Oh, she's one of those you can't fuck with.
Yeah.
Because she's, you know what I'm saying? God bless her heart, and she might be a phenomenal actress. Who knows? We shall see. Hopefully this new Snow White blows the classic out the park. This is some classic shit, like a new classic. You know what I'm saying? Because the way they're talking about this shit is like, oh my God, I can't wait. I gotta see it. I might not go to theaters, but I'll probably watch it on Disney Plus. You know what I'm saying? But
I have such a disdain for like remade classics. I don't know why, but
bro,
I don't like it.
They trying to repeat that. You can't strike fire twice.
It's all about the money, bro.
Yeah.
It's money. The IP is so strong. Also, when it comes to, viral stories, earlier we talked about the Lil Tay situation, but I want to talk about this situation here with the crazy plane lady. The crazy plane lady that went viral this year. The people had their conspiracies. They thought she saw an alien when she was screaming, to the back of the people in the plane, that motherfucker is not real. Get him off the plane, right? Viral. People on the plane to this day still didn't even know what she really was talking about. She has come out and apologized, right, to the public right here. She got her makeup on. She's ready to go, suited up. Who
was she before this?
Like, as far as like
who was she? Like,
as a person? Like, what does she do for a living?
Yeah.
I still have no idea.
Because I saw this, I don't know. It looked like she was verified.
Oh, we could check out. Let's look it out. Because people were trying to interview her. People have been trying to interview her for a while, similar to how I tried to interviewed the Drake girl. So this woman, she has a YouTube channel. She's from Dallas, Texas. Tiffany Gomas. She has a website. Let's open up the actual website. Her name, tiffanygomas.com. Oh, stay tuned. So I guess it's just this. It's probably her YouTube channel. Yeah. So she's not saying nothing. She's trying to play this role. Yeah, look at that. Doesn't say nothing, bro. Yeah. No, nothing previous.
So probably nobody.
Just probably
and
nobody.
I don't mean that in a disrespectful
way.
Yeah.
God bless her heart. But let's look at the clip of her
Let her ride the wave.
Everyone, it's me, Tiffany Gomas, probably better known as the Crazy Plane Lady, which is completely warranted. As you know, I have been unwilling to speak on the viral video, but I do finally feel that it's time. First and foremost, I want to take full accountability for my actions. They were completely unacceptable. Distressed or not, I should have been in control of my emotions, and that was not the case. My use of profanity was completely unnecessary.
That motherfucker is not real.
And I want to apologize to everyone on that plane, especially those that had children aboard.
Oh, okay.
Can't imagine going through that and trying to explain to your kid what in the world just happened. We all have our bad moments, some far worse than others, and mine happened to be caught on camera for the whole world to see multiple times.
She's getting emotional.
Trying not to sound like Minnie Mouse. been really comical for everyone, and I have highly enjoyed so many of the memes. On the flip side, it is very invasive and unkind, and I don't know what I would do without the love and support of my friends and family. They are loyal to a fault, and I don't know what I did to deserve them. Sorry, y'all. I hope that I can use this experience and do a little bit of good in the world, and that is what I intend to do. I hope that you guys can accept my apology and I can begin to move on with my life.
Join
All right,
me
so
on my journey. Oh wow, okay. She wants to promote positive mental health and stand up against cyberbullying. Whoa, this took a deep dive. I didn't think it was gonna take a deep turn like this.
So are we gonna just chalk it up to like her tweaking was mental health?
and I don't want to like put this back on me, but like that is part of the reason why I didn't come out the gate stating that I was a therapist and stuff like that, because like people are using mental health in ways of like kind of covering up certain behavior. And I'm not saying it is or isn't. I'm just saying in general, like this has been like a thing, right?
Yeah.
What I will say is it seemed extremely like blink twice if you're there. Like, I don't know. There was something about that, you know, her saying like, oh, you're completely evasive, yet you started a YouTube channel and like you're verified on Twitter now. Like, you know, that's sending mixed signals.
100%.
On top of that, I really want to know who she was before this. I feel like it would give us a little direction on like how to take that.
Why is she hiding that?
Who was she before this?
Is she gonna really say what was she talking about?
Because I honestly, when I came in today, I thought, I never watched the video. I thought she was about to like double down. Because like with all the like the alien stuff, I thought she was about to be like, told y'all. I thought she was about to stand in the shit. So this kind of took me completely left field. I don't know, man.
And then she's like, my thing is this, right? Because I felt like people were making fun of the situation, but I don't think anyone was necessarily, you know, like in a negatively way looking at her like on some like impacting her, like fuck that bitch, like hating on her. Maybe they called her crazy, but yeah. But maybe that's what it struck a chord with her. But at the same time, you're being loud in public on an airplane, and there's another footage angle from another side where even when she left the plane, in the actual like waiting area and stuff, she was telling the flight attendants to like don't make that plane not fly. Like tell that plane not to fly. You know, I'm gonna actually find it right now because my sister sent it to me. It was on TikTok, but. Yeah. When it's like that, it's like multiple situations. Like, you know, people have reasons to be like, okay, what is it? Is this another Lil Tay possible? Like, is this clout? Like, okay, mental health, but
you know what it might have been?
What? What's your take?
This is my take. You remember when was it? Were we coming back to Prov? Were we coming back to Boston? We was taking a flight. Yeah. And we was at the airport. It was late at night. Yeah. And I remember that we was all like, yo, like, you know, we don't fall asleep, this and that, blah, blah, blah. And we was like, oh, like, take some melatonin. Yeah. And then there was some guy waiting in the thing with us, but he was acting mad fucking weird. I don't know if you remember. He was like... I might have remembered, He was like mad nervous. At one point, he was like crying. Oh, yes. He had anxiety. He was sweating. And he was sweating. And like, he kept like looking through his bag and stuff and this and that. And we kept telling each other, we're like, yo, fuck it, we're going to have to take this melatonin because if this motherfucker does something in the plane... If we asleep, we ain't going, you know what I'm saying?
You can't be active, you can't do nothing.
So, like, it might have been an instance like that.
Maybe she got so nervous that she overreacted, you know, emotions took the best of her. That, but this is another angle, though. Look at this.
If I'm ever gonna fly with y'all ever again, I want to know what happens to this flight right here. Do not let that flight leave. Being dead serious. Do not let that flight leave.
That's scary. What the hell? If you're working at the airplane at the airline, and she's telling you that,
Yeah.
Like what is this?
I would just love, like I kind of opened this up with, I would just love to know who
was
and
she?
how she was before this.
And if you look
Yeah.
at this, she definitely looked blonder here than in the
Because there's
apology video.
there's something to be said about her taking flight, right? So chances are that's not the first flight she's taken, right? So I mean, you know, asses make assumptions, but you would assume that like she didn't act like that previously. If she did, you know, and I just really want to know more about her history.
Everyone does. And I thought I never watched the clip till now too, so I didn't know that she was gonna end it like that. I thought she says like at least what she does, like I'm a teacher, like, you know, let people know like what she. No one knows still to this day. Every outlet has reached out to her, including myself, to get an interview. No feedback, no response. It's impossible. And she said it here.
Another thing is the fact that she didn't come out and say, I have blank, which is why I acted like blank, means that like it's more like roll outish.
She's leaving it in the
like
air.
subscribe and find out.
Yeah.
At the very end, she specifically mentions mental health and cyberbullying.
Yep. But like be specific.
Yeah, be specific.
She wants us to all like, ooh, like what's on the next episode?
And what's the plan?
Like if it was like some if I had like just either social anxiety or I overtook medication, like I'm coming out the gate saying that.
Yeah.
If my intentions are pure on like what happened. She's clearly trying to get some sort of community from this. That's obvious. Or else she wouldn't have deleted everything out. Like that's obvious.
Yeah.
So I mean, both can be true. She could have some mental health issues and she could also want the clout from this.
TiffanyGomas.com. You know, here's your clout. Here's your moment, Tiffany. You know, we'll stay tuned.
Which isn't wrong. It was your moment. Do what you want with it. Like
yeah, but going forward, we gotta see what's up. Like you gotta live up to it.
You
Like
go subscribe.
I think I did already. Yeah.
Good shit. Let me know.
I was like, okay, you know, put the notification, post notification on. Like she might come out, say something soon. Maybe tonight or tomorrow. Like it always happens.
But okay.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, this is my first and last week. Cyberbullying. If you're doing something reckless, because that was technically reckless, endangerment, you know, profanity was used, like she said, kids, like people aren't allowed to comment something bad about that. Is that still bullying? Like I'm asking. Like, you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
I guess
it's not like they're like body shaming or like it's like no, like you acted like a jackass, so like this is what we're kind of like referring to.
Yeah,
like,
I mean, I
when
guess
that guy attacked Mike Tyson on the plane, you know, and then Mike Tyson fought him back.
Right.
Yeah.
Remember that shit? You know?
Yeah.
It's like people were like, you deserve that.
This shit.
Yeah.
You know, it's just logical sense. Like you're in a plane, hazardous, like any type of wild behavior that not supposed to happen in the plane. We're gonna call it out. And her screaming like that, motherfucker is not real.
Bro, what other place would cause more mayhem than at an airport for you to, you know what I'm saying? All it takes is one person to tweak out at an airport,
in the plane.
And you know what I'm saying?
Talking about you want to know what happens to that flight.
Let's say people really start panicking too and start getting out of that fucking plane and shit, and all that shit starts coming outside, bro.
That's why I'm shocked that didn't happen.
You know
My
what I'm
parents,
saying?
when they left for DR, their flight was delayed because there was a woman similar to this woman who didn't want to fly, and she was telling people like that they shouldn't fly, just like that. And people joined them. People joined. It was like a group of people who joined them. You know, Dominicans are skeptical. So
I actually can't wait for a follow up. She got me hooked. She got me.
You
She got me.
subscribe too?
She got me. She got me. Because now I'm like,
there has to be a reason.
now she's like, oh, I've been dealing with social anxiety as a kid and blah 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 blah.
Had a traumatizing flight one time.
Then it's like you're gonna reason with her, but then you're gonna be like, damn, then why were you on the flight in the first place? Like it's just I can't. I want to see this unravel.
Yeah.
They're gonna collab.
Unless it's alien related, you know, and that allegedly lizard man on the plane was really there.
I was hoping that she was just like told y'all. Like,
would have been perfect.
Like, who's crazy now?
You believe in aliens?
I think it's.
Huh?
What I will say is like, it's like I don't, but it's not like I do either.
Right, it's like
If they showed up tomorrow, I'd be like, oh,
don't
wow.
believe, but don't disbelieve type shit.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yes, man.
Exactly.
We saw the hearings that happened recently with the former CIA, et cetera, talking
My
about
my thing is like stuff that's like at the bottom of the sea, right? That like we've never known, we've never touched before. Like technically, that's an alien, right?
That's an
like it's a
alien.
foreign thing, right?
It's a thing that we don't know what it is. Yeah.
So it's like, why can't that happen on the opposite spectrum? Like, so I can believe it. Like,
Yeah.
it's just,
You know that sharks existed like 50 million years before like dinosaurs? That's crazy.
I know that they technically could be considered a dinosaur. I don't know about them. That's new to me.
I mean, it makes sense. It's like there's so much water
Same thing like
on here.
octopuses and shit like that.
Yeah, so that motherfucker is not real. But what is real is Tory Lanez has to serve about 10 years in jail.
Yep.
You know, he was sentenced officially with the hearing over the Megan Thee Stallion situation with the gun and the assault circumstances that happened, and it's gone viral. You know, academics is one of the naysayers. There's a community of people out there that still don't believe that Tory Lanez did it at all, let alone believe, you know, that there was anything shot. This is, you know, people are gonna believe we're gonna believe.
I don't think Tory Lanez is gonna do the 10 years.
So it already got reduced to like, I guess, time served, that he's been in prison, I think like 300 days. So now he only has to do like 9 and something, but they say, you know, in LA,
Good
you have to
behavior,
serve, with good
this and
behavior, you still have
that.
to serve 85%. So everyone's like kind of estimated it now at being like he's probably going to end up doing
Like
7
8
years. 7 years. Maybe 5 and 2 on house arrest. You never know.
Parole. And
Parole. Nonetheless, very wild situation. His career is definitely being affected right now. But once he's out of jail, and if he makes good music, I think his shit going to be booming again. I'm not going to lie to
Even
you.
if he makes music in jail.
I didn't even think about that.
Gonna blow the fuck
He
up.
can still drop from jail, right? Young Thug did it, right? With old shit. But let's see. Megan Thee Stallion, for the first time, spoke out about this. Basically, subliminally, allegedly, for her lawyers listening, right? Allegedly, she thanked her fans. This was at the Outside Lands Festival. And we have Megan Thee Stallion's reaction right here. Let's play from the top with the audio.
Hot girls and the hot boys that support me, that rock with me, that fight with me, fight for me. I really appreciate you. So today, I just want to say, all my haters, none of that shit you was doing on saying broke me. None of that shit y'all be doing and saying to the hotties broke them. To all the motherfucking hot girls in the hot.
And then we have it. Fuck the haters. Fuck the, you know, everyone doubted, etc. Because legally, she is the victim. You know, she is the victim. She, by definition, you know, the man is going to jail. He's in jail right now. You know, and you know, I think this situation, what happened with this, right? And I'm gonna be blatantly honest. It was just the whole optics of like the way it went about. I feel like with Tory Lanez tweeting, you know, that didn't help him in court, right?
No.
But him tweeting like basically his innocence and like, but not really saying that he was innocent, talking in interviews about it, but not really, and then her not addressing it kind of like at all, but then having like emotional moments when people would kind of be, you know, questioning her, being confused about it, and even if you look at the actual the court documents, which I followed the case and everything, there wasn't like a straight up concrete form of evidence that if it were to come out right now could convey people right away. It was like a series of actual things that all combined was like, okay, the jury came to that conclusion and it decided on the case, right? So, and at the same time, you know, it wasn't like a straight up shooting where she was shot and like you saw her visually like injured, like God forbid he shot her in the arm or in the chest or something of that nature. It was in the foot, you know, and she tried to, because at the time they were allegedly relationship, maybe coming off of one. She tried to protect him and she didn't want to necessarily snitch, right? So it was all for people's figment of imagination right away. Right? It was like no concrete, like what the hell's going on here? No one wants to talk about it. Kylie was involved, but then Kylie didn't speak on it. It was at her house or her party.
Her
What's going
party.
on? You know, so the whole allure of it, I think, made this to become something that it didn't need to be on social media, right? With that being said, even with the case being how it was, she's saying, you know, fuck the haters, etc. People are gonna think what they're gonna think. The academics of the world is gonna be out here still, and hopefully, hopefully he doesn't, but he might face legal ramification. They're saying for
Who?
like academics, for like
really?
saying like, you know, what he said that he doesn't think is true, didn't happen, blah blah blah. Like basically calling out her lawyers.
But you can't you can't state your opinion now.
But that's what he was saying. But I guess maybe you can't. You know, that's why I always like walk on eggshells around this as well. Because I do think that he's guilty, but my whole thing, it was just like, like, did he shoot?
The evidence and all that shit is just weird.
Yeah, but I still think he's guilty. I'm pretty sure he shot her. But I
Or
was just
shot
like,
something.
was it with an intention to hurt her? Like, my whole thing was like, we weren't there either.
Yeah.
But like, fuck, was it a drunk night? You know?
Yeah, that's it. We Gucci.
But I once was her fan base called a hottie? I was a hottie, bro. I used to be a hottie. You know.
Not no more.
I'm still am, but I'm thinking she might think I'm not. If I'm like, you know, like whatever I say about it is too wrong, you know. I don't know. I don't know what you think, Ray.
You sound baffled.
So a couple of things. One, I definitely think this is another instance of the King Von and Quando Rondo situation where it doesn't matter who's right or wrong. It matters what artist we like the most.
Yeah. I see
Like,
that.
if say if it wasn't Tory Lanez, say if it was like some random dude, oh yeah, like everyone would say throw him under the jail.
Unanimous.
Done
Yeah.
deal.
Yeah.
But he made Chicks Tape? Oh, nah. We gotta break him out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I feel like that played a huge part. I'm not mad at this. Get your shit off, because she's right. She ain't wrong.
Yeah.
Everybody was against her.
Yeah.
What I will say is that the judge did come out and kind of state, like, I'm not going to hold you kind of like portraying and confessing your innocence against you when I'm sentencing you, because if you believe that you're innocent, that's how you're supposed to act. So I thought that was pretty professional, pretty clear-minded from the judge.
Yeah.
It's an unfortunate situation. I feel like Tory Lanez was really about to blow. Finally got really cool with Drake coming out of the quarantine, like, radio type thing. Like, he always made great music. It's just a really, really unfortunate situation. With that said, get your shit off, Meg.
Yeah, man. I agree. You know, the timing was insane. That was right when Tory Lanez became independent for the first time. Independent artist is, you know, I think he had like the rights to his music. You know, the Drake situation aligned. He went viral, quarantine radio, the peak of his career.
And that's why everybody was like, especially if you're a Tory fan, you're like, oh, not now. Like,
Yeah.
You gotta be kidding me. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? But if it was like, you know, Joe Schmo from the corner or an upcoming rapper that no one knew about, we wouldn't have the same. Like, say if the situation was exactly the same, we wouldn't have the same feeling.
Yeah, man. It's going to be crazy to see, not even their situation directly, but everyone around it. People already were trying to, like, come at Drake because Drake liked Tory Lanez post, like, when he talked about, like, after being arrested. So, oh, he's on Tory Lanez side.
Well, nah, even
Whoa.
more, the bar of, like, you know, about getting shot.
Yeah.
Still think she a stallion. Like, that one, like, that would have did even more. Like,
he tried to deny that it wasn't for about Meg.
That was.
It wasn't about Meg, you know.
Fuck a tweet. That
So it's like
one.
it's like the relationship shit behind the music industry shit is gonna get stickier than ever. You know how sticky it gets. Like Drake says, it's bound to happen. Drake's always a part of some shit subliminally. So now it's like, I'm pretty sure we're not gonna get a Drake and Meg Thee Stallion record. What type of songs are we gonna get from Meg Thee Stallion? Who's gonna really work with her?
Nothing from Rock Nation, probably.
You know, yeah, is Rock Nation, like, what's gonna be her affiliates? Is she cutting people off? She already cut off, she said, the haters, but is that celebrities that we might have, you know, especially right now with female artists going so crazy, it would be her time to shine right now, right?
I also can't imagine, like, getting shot and then having women saying free Tory. Like, she can do this, but she has to be going through it behind closed doors. She has to.
It's too much weird.
I saw that locally.
Too many weird variables.
I saw
bro.
a bunch of local girls like, oh my
that-
god, my Tory Lanez.
The fact that your homegirl that was there was against you. You know what I'm saying?
Kelsey,
I don't know.
yeah, that situation was
I don't
crazy.
know, bro. I don't know.
Yeah, the Kelsey.
What's the next thing we're gonna talk
Allegedly, yeah. Let's move on, you know. But yeah, in my opinion, if she focuses on good music, she just drops some good ass shit. If she could talk about this in a good ass way, rap your ass, go crazy, quality shit. I feel like you're gonna win a lot of more people over.
Yeah.
Because for the ignorant crowd, the people that don't care about facts, etc., only care about fandom, like Ray's saying.
Yeah.
If you kill them with good ass music, you're gonna get that crowd back again. You're gonna get that crowd back again.
Gonna.
You know, so yeah, gonna. Perfect example. I'm trying to go to that show next month, the New York show he has. I still gotta buy those tickets, you know. But let's go right here for the last. We could talk. Yeah, this will be the last topics of the day. The new music that dropped. Last topic of the week for the podcast. The new music that dropped last week. New music of the week that dropped. We did a reaction. Karol G dropped her deluxe album. Amazing album. Go check out that reaction. Go check out the Karol G album.
Yes.
Pretty good album. One of the best projects this year from a Hispanic artist, let alone a female artist. I think it's really, really good quality music.
Yes.
Aside from Karol G, we had Yeet. He dropped a song out of nowhere, a single for next album. Music video with Cole Bennett. But the big release of the week was, in our opinion, right, was the... Listen, oh my God, let me go off real quick. And I want to hear your opinion. You heard the song?
I haven't heard the song.
Oh my God. I would play it for you, but I don't even want to do no
Stop.
copyright.
I don't want to listen to that shit again.
Oh my God. DJ Khaled is back again with his 14th studio album, and he dropped the single for the album, and it had Future, Lil Baby, and Lil Uzi Vert. Sounds amazing, right? Oh my God. Press play. Oh, they sampled PYT, Michael Jackson. Oh my God. One of the best songs of all time. This song is one of the biggest letdown singles maybe in the history of music. If not the biggest letdown lead single of any album ever. Right away, you have Lil Baby sounding lackluster. It's like it sounds like it's not mixed. You really can't hear, like you don't understand him. Like, oh, okay, it's on purpose. Okay, maybe for the vibe. You get to his verse.
They got him singing the chorus and shit.
You get to his verse. He's talking about random stuff like I don't want to be left on the side of the road. He's saying things that like doesn't make sense. Like, okay, oh, this might be like one of those quick chop up verses. All right, but what the
like,
okay,
bro, Lil Baby, you ain't gonna. You're gonna say that? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like you being left on the side of the road. Like it didn't make sense. Then you get to Future's part, and it's like, oh, okay, it sounds like he could save the record, but he really can't because the production, the sound is horrible. It's like very mixed bad. Then you get to Uzi's part, and in the beginning of Uzi's part, almost sounds like the best part of the song because like it's like okay, it's melody vibe, but then again with like the nonsense, is like there's no theme here. It's like, oh, and then you end the song with DJ Khaled just singing, not singing, my bad, I wish, yelling, give it to me. Just give it to me. Baby girl, give it to me. And it's like very awkward and like, and then there's like a weird alteration of the Future's voice. Like at the end of the song, like a horrible outro. And we're left there where our heads just, our hands on our heads like, what the fuck did we just listen to? It's called Supposed to Be Love, the lead single to DJ Khaled's album, 3 of the biggest artists in the industry in the world, and it's a miss? Like a complete skip. You paid how much money for a fucking Michael Jackson sample, right? And then everyone's like, oh my, well, it's DJ Khaled, what do you expect? But I come from like give him the benefit of the doubt. I'm not like a full-on DJ Khaled hater. Last album, I'm like, yo, there's some songs on here I like, but majority of them I'll probably skip, you know? But he gave us some hits, right? He always gives us at least a hit on an album, right?
He needs to go back to his old shit. That's what he needs to do.
He can't. That's too good. That's the thing. That's still gonna be prime Khaled no matter what, right? But then let's talk about the concept of DJ Khaled. Do you think that DJ Khaled should stop, like trying to, like make all these artists come together and make a sound work that might not be their sound?
From the outside looking in, it's obviously not him putting up the money. It would be the label. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So if I'm him, I'm gonna keep doing it because it's not my money. So like, why not? Right?
Yeah.
That's the first thing. The second thing is we haven't checked for a DJ Khaled album to be good since Ace Hood left, right?
Yeah.
So what DJ Khaled method is, to me anyway, is he's gonna put a bunch of artists together.
Mm-hmm.
It's damn near clickbait.
100%.
Like his music is damn near clickbait.
Yeah.
At this point. But he will get one or two hits off of the album, and because of the titles of, you know, the people that are featured on it, it will get radio spins. So a lot of artists that we listen to nowadays, we might like bang their music like on iTunes and stuff like that, but he's still one of the like, if you want to call him an artist, he's still one of the artists that like his music is gonna go to radio too.
Yeah.
So I think that's important to know. Like
Yeah.
the money that he's like, that's the label money, and then he's still on radio. No matter if this like you might think the song is trash, but like just because of the people he has on it,
Relationships
it's
and
gonna
everything,
get spun.
No, it's on the radio. It was on the radio the day that it dropped.
Look at that. Look at that.
And the day it dropped, I couldn't find an explicit version. It was only the clean version, the radio version.
Telling you. There you go.
You know, so it's like a part of like the cycle, you know, it's gonna keep on going. And it's like, I get that, right? But then that's gonna feed the machine, and then like the mainstream crowd is gonna understand that. But then the core fan base, like people that actually care about music, the Twitters of the world, like right away, the actual enthusiasts, the music reviewers, the podcasters, they're gonna call this out. They're already calling it out. I was like, bro, like, especially that, like when he said Lil Uzi on it, I was amped. I'm like, oh, because they never did a song together. DJ Khaled and Uzi, I'm like, because Lil Baby and Future's expected, but Uzi, I'm like, oh, that's hard. It's gonna be crazy, right? Bro, it was so like such a money grab.
But 100%. Because you can't look at the track, you can't listen to the track and be like, these three artists came to me with the idea to make this song.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no.
But it
no
is damn
way.
near impossible that if you see those artists feature on a song, it's damn near impossible to not click it and not listen to it.
100%.
Oh yeah, at least a first listen. At least a first listen.
So if you're getting millions of first listens, like it might be worth it. I don't know. Might be worth
And it's
it.
always gonna be a part of the discography. It's always gonna pop up. Khaled and Uzi, every Uzi,
Like,
blah blah blah.
He's
Playlisting.
he's the perfect opening set, playing the hit DJ to the bigger artists. You know what I'm saying? Like that's his lane.
That's true. And he confirmed, you know, and I think he did it on purpose because he probably saw the feedback from the song. So he's like, oh, let me tell people something else. So he confirmed that he has 2 unreleased, brand new, recorded, mixed Drake records on this album. You know, 2. Last time he gave us 2, he gave us Pop Style and Grease.
Fire.
And
Fire.
I don't like
Fire.
Grease.
What?
I think that sounds horrible.
Oh my God! You don't speak the language.
Neither do you, motherfucker. I don't think that song's good whatsoever.
But 2 Drake records, right? But he didn't say Drake was himself. It could be another I'm on one. I don't know. Posse cuts.
Bro, I'm on one.
Or maybe he has a rule with Drake now. Because it seems to be like there's a
It
rule
won't
with
be
Drake and
another
Khaled.
I'm on one. I'll tell you that.
Nah, definitely not.
It seems to be a rule with Drake now and Khaled where Drake just does him dolo, though. Because there's been a last couple albums when it's Drake, it's just Drake by himself. There's no more I'm on ones.
Why wouldn't you?
Yeah. Yeah, it hasn't happened.
Why the fuck wouldn't you?
You know, so I'm excited for this. You know, For All the Dogs is coming, the Drake album, and now we have 2 Drake Khaled records.
That's one thing I gotta come at you about, man. You gotta stop hyping the release date for this album, because every time you post, I'm like, oh snap, and then it don't come out. I'm like,
He did say last night though.
did you go viral for like posting that too?
Yeah. I tweeted that I had a insider scoop, but that's because Trippie said like he had a hunch that Drake was dropping. Like he felt. So I'm like, oh. So I'm like, yeah. So if Trippie's pushing his album back, not because of Drake dropping, but because of the mixing and the sample clearance. But at the same time, he's like, oh, he's like, it played off well because Drake was rumored to drop. I'm like, oh, so maybe, you know, it made sense, right? But it didn't happen. But Drake did confirm that. Oh, now I know what day I'm gonna drop my album on. He said, like he knows the day. I'm like, okay, so now you know the day. Before it was 2 weeks, so now we know the day. Listen, we're ready. I already have a dog lined up. I'm gonna have a dog in the car for the reaction.
There you go.
You know, so we're gonna get it ready. So it's gonna be woo 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 woo. We're gonna be barking that bitch. It's gonna be a vibe, hopefully.
That's a
You know,
bitch ass dog, bro.
I'll have a dark off. Don't get me crazy over this bitch. I'll get deeper, but yeah. There we have it. Comment down below. How do you guys feel about the topics discussed today? We appreciate you guys for tuning in. We have some topics here that are kind of evergreen. We'll talk about them next podcast. But there we have it. Ray, any last words for the people? We appreciate you coming through for the studio and stopping by this week.
Appreciate you, man. 100%. Appreciate you. No, just follow me at Rayl, RAYYYL. And yeah, just look forward to opening my practice this year and you know, get into it. Can't wait to see what you guys are doing. I definitely give you guys your flowers every time.
Appreciate you, brother.
Being so quick with it and taking the initiative to really put this whole media thing on your back, you know, for Rhode Island. I don't know if people say it's appreciated, but for me, it's appreciated, you know.
I appreciate
any
that,
content that provides some like laughs or like insight or education, you know, I appreciate. So I appreciate y'all.
No, means a
Thank
lot,
you.
man.
Thank
Thank you, man.
Yes,
Thank
sir.
you, man.
Appreciate
And listen, if you happen to get canceled off of this interview, you know, this whole podcast episode,
Yo, just leave the classics to
we
classics.
are gonna help
man.
you. I'll come, you know, I'll
I get
come
some
to bat
office
for you.
space in here.
Yeah, I'll come to help. I'll help you however I can. You know what I'm saying? We'll figure it
Appreciate
out.
that.
You know what I'm saying? Maybe we can find this crazy plane lady, actually, and we'll line it up. We'll get you. You know, that could be a trade-off. You get canceled, we'll give you that interview for her. You'll line it up.
Your word right now is a binding agreement. So I better not see her up here with the Double D Drake girl, and I'm not here. All right.
Get the viral duo.
Yeah.
Yo, my God. People keep telling me now, every time someone goes viral, they'll hit me like, yo, you gotta get them on. I'm like, listen, we're not that podcast, but we can. But these people
Hey,
are
if you
not
can
that
get her on,
easy.
let me know.
Only reason we got Veronica is because she's from here.
She's from Rhode Island. You know what I'm saying?
Come on.
That's what it really was, you know.
Yeah.
And Marlon wanted to see her in person, so we got her here. You
She
know?
was a great person, man. She was a great person.
I bet.
Well, there we have it. We love you guys. Appreciate you guys. And we are out. Cap in
Peace
this
out,
bitch.
man.